methods. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Good afternoon and welcome to Weekend Warriors, episode number 7, right here on the HHH Racing Podcast. I'm a proud host, Howard Kravitz, a good friend and co-host, Chris Walsh, among many other people that will be here on the show. Thanks for joining us on a huge live racing day right here on the HHH Racing Podcast, led off mainly by the Saratoga card and the Whitney Stakes, which is going to be an unbelievable throwdown. We're going to have races from Monmouth, Woodbine, Delmar, maybe even a little bit of Ellis Park, Chris, and maybe a little Hamiltonian audio. I don't know. We'll see coming up, as it's the biggest day in racing as well, actually, in the harness world. Chris, hold my bourbon, my friend. Kicks off the pick 5 at Saratoga. A gray exacta. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Howard. Glad to be here with you on the HHH Racing Podcast. It is a great day of racing. There are a ton of contests going on. There's just a lot of buzz on Whitney Day here as we get into Saratoga. But we do have a stakes race coming up here at Woodbine in 8 minutes.
Okay, terrific. Well, just before we go to the PPs on that, please listen to us Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Anchor. Follow us on X at HHH Racing Pod. It's on the screen right now. It's also on below my name tag as well, in case you don't see that. Power Pick Tip Sheet kicked it off with a winner with the 1A in the first race today, a race that I talked about. Some serious 2-year-old babies running at Saratoga. That 3 actually was a Power Pick Tip Sheet play for me, Chris, that just finished a huge closing second at 10-1 morning line, went down to 92, but I do have the trifecta, and hopefully some people have the exacta there who bought our Power Pick Tip Sheet. And you can go to our website, hhhracingpodcast.com as well. We also have a special co-host / guest waiting in the bullpen. We'll bring him up in just a moment here. Chris, if there's one race that you're looking forward to today, would it be the Whitney, or is there another one?
No, not really. I mean, the Whitney is the Whitney. I try not to focus too much on the really big ones at Saratoga during this summer meet, because I've been burned many times before. So there are a few horses that I do like in there, and it'll be an interesting race to go through. But just kind of getting settled up here. Haven't done a whole lot. Did a few bets earlier. I'm 3 for 3 for the day. We got the goal horn ready, so hopefully we get to activate that right over my shoulder over there, or wherever the hell it's at. It's backwards on the damn camera. But good to see everybody in the chat. Katie is here. Tom Espinosa, Paul Conlon, Wiz, hold my bourbon. How many bourbons did we drink on all those Friday nights? I think it was a lot of them. So good to see.
Tom, I would like to see that 3 get up. I was a little disappointed, but I did have them in the try in the exacta, so it's not paying anything special. The 3 got bottled up a little bit in behind horses and just made a massive run. Before we're going to bring on Woodbine here in just a second, let's bring on someone else. He is back from a wonderful trip to the Far East. I'm sure I'll talk about a little bit during the show today, but let's see if he can help us get some winners as usual and improve our bankroll. Let's bring him on, our good friend, Mr. Matt Miller. Hello, konnichiwa.
It's funny. I mean, I felt myself bowing quite naturally as I joined here. That's if you were a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan, there's a great episode where Larry David is offended by the depth of someone's bow, and he doesn't know if he should be reading into it. And so those are the kind of questions I ask of my tour guides in Japan and things like that. And by the way, the answer is yes, he should have been offended. So his gut was good on that. But very good to be back. Honestly, a phenomenal trip, but hot as heck at this time of year. So just a word to the wise, when Dave Duncan says, do this, don't do that, listen, just listen. But great to be here.
And just to be clear, Dave Duncan is racing downwind.
Yes.
So if you got Japan questions, hit up Racing Downwind.
Look, we're very happy that everyone's here. We realize there's a lot of competition today. I debated whether to do this live show or not because Big Fox is on, other podcasts, Chris, who think they know what they're doing or have the best show. Clearly, we know it's all here. But hopefully the viewership will be great. If you're just tuning in, please make sure you tell your friends, neighbors, everyone about the Weekend Warriors that's on now. Let's go to Woodbine. There's 4 minutes left here before race 8. Let me go ahead and bring on the past performances right now on the screen. There they are. This is the Sweet Briar Tool, 125K, 6 furlongs. They're on the turf for older fillies, three-year-olds and up. We've got a really talented Euro actually for Will Walden. Very interesting. Aujda, I believe it's pronounced. I probably mispronounced that, but the one horse is an interesting horse at 4-1. Queen of the Mud 8-1. Ready to Jam 3-1. Turning back a little bit. You have again Ticker Take Home, number 5, Run for the Hills. I'm looking for Sickle Dance for Kelsey. Is also a closer. Metaphysical is a long shot. Nice as Pie also for Kelsey Danner. The 10, Don't Look Back at All, who had an unbelievable win, I remember, at Saratoga, in the Caress last year, for Miguel Clement, taking plenty of money. Loon Cry also. Nice field, Chris. What do you think here of the Sweet Briar Tooth?
I am 4-3, 2-1.
Okay, you're going Ticker Take Home. What do you like about Ticker Take Home? Cassie and Husbands, great combination here, 8-1.
Let me go over to my notes and I will tell you.
There's not a lot of speed in this race on paper, Matt, it looks like, and I think this horse should be up close a little bit. I just speed handicapping. I know Don't Look Back at All is a really nice horse at 5-2 and should be forward. Just looking at the PPs, Chris and Matt, it sort of feels like this is a very trip-dependent race with a lot of horses that are relatively close in figs. The one, who was in a Group 3 winner in Europe, actually coming off a long layoff, could be anything here. That's sort of the fuzzy for me. It is a 5-year-old. Chris, do you want to talk to 4 a little bit here?
Yeah, so it's run 3 times at this distance. It's got a first and a second. You've got Mark Cassie and Patrick Husbands. They connect 22% of the time out of the last 325 rides. Just missed dropping out of Graded Stakes Company where it was just missing last out. And I just like the way that Cassie places his horses. And, Husbands is certainly very good at Woodbine, and we're dropping out of a grade 3 into a listed stakes here. And then Ready to Jam was the other one that I liked in here. Again, primarily been on the turf here. Savachi can always improve horses. As I look around my microphone here, let me get rid of this because I don't need that up there. It's distracting. We are getting, Savachi's riding back, which is always good. He rode this horse before to a winner way back in July of 24 at this distance. So I'm going with prices here.
Very, very interesting. I'm going to bring up the video here right now. Matt, I know you're looking at, when you see a board that's wide open, Matt, for you, that's probably a bit problematic. I know you like to play chalks. There's a very soft chalk here at 5-2. You got 2 7-2s, 5-1s. A great betting board, though, Matt. That's for sure.
It's a fantastic betting board. It feels somewhat of a Breeders' Cup betting board, where it feels like, at least based on odds, there's a lot of chances. And so this is the kind of race, if you have opinions in surrounding races and can actually shrink this race down to just 1 or 2 horses, you can actually create some real value in a race like this. So, and frankly, going with the chalk here, I don't know is that damaging. So for me, I didn't do any handicapping here. The Clement connections seem to be doing so well these days that those are ones that I'd want to be hitching into.
I agree. The sound, let me know when the sound.
The first along.
You guys hear that?
Yes.
All right, let's watch the Sweet Briar Tooth. The 4 for Chris Walsh. I'm going to play a very soft play on Don't Look Back at All. The 10 horse. Good luck to everyone in the Sweet Briar Tooth.
And Ticker Tape Home The stablemates in gates 3, 4, and 5 for the line of Mark Cassie are filing in now. Ticket Tape Home is next. Run for the Hills has gate 5. In the orange is Sickle Dance. Being trotted forward, Metaphysical to gate number 7. Nice.
There's no way he was going to get a permission slip to go to the racetrack.
Outside here are for the Miguel Clement Barnets. Don't Look Back at All. And Loon Cry, late money for Ujdar. Stand by for a start. Loon Cry, outside gate. In the Sweetbriar 2, the field is set to run. Luck. Off and racing, a great start, and showing up is Queen of the Mud in front. Sickle Dance bursting through the pack in the center to go to the front as well. Ready to jam is Handy, and drifting back now, Run for the Hills. Passed by Don't Look Back at All, who's gone to third.
5 to 1
Ujdar
seems
tucking into share
ridiculous on
fourth.
this horse. Boy, that
the
10
worst, the
drift up,
mid-pack
guys. I
Ticket
wish I could
Tape
have a
Home
win
from
bet.
Metaphysical.
I don't.
Nice as Pie, second last.
Good.
Last is Loon Cry.
Especially the trip he's
9
getting,
lengths covers
or
the
she's
field.
getting.
Sickle Dance alongside Queen of the Mud. Right
Well,
behind
the horse doesn't know the difference, but I sure would. Looking at the race right now, I'd feel pretty good about it. But that's usually not a good sign.
Is ready to jam.
You're getting a good trip on your 4. Hopefully
as
she's
they
not
come
too
down
far
towards
back,
the
Chris.
turn. Nice as Pie White and Loon Cry at the back. Narrowly Sickle Dance. Queen of the Mud turns well on their outside. Don't Look Back at All. Right behind them, Ujdar. Coming to the outside. Up the rails, Ticket Tape Home is running on and down the outside, ready to jam.
No excuses,
and
Chris.
out in front.
You're going to
Don't
angle
Look Back
out.
at All.
What do you got?
Finishing well is Ticket Tape Home through the pack behind Ujdar, who's there, and down the outside, ready to jam. And now Ujdar asserting some authority. Ujdar's gone to the front, ready to jam on the outside, and Ticket Tape Home up the rail. Ujdar goes on to win. What a great start in North America for Ujdar.
Nice
Ready to
horse.
jam. Ticket Tape Home and Metaphysical run on well, and then Don't Look Back at All. 1:7.98.
Ooh. Sub 108. Look, it's very dry and beautiful weather, obviously, in Toronto. I thought you got a nice trip. Chris ran perfectly well. If I had bet the 10 guys, I would have been pretty upset with that ride. I don't know what the hurry was there. It's a very long stretch. The 10s just moved too early, in my opinion. Obviously didn't run well enough. That Euro, give me a nice animal, Chris.
Yeah, I do think so.
Matt, I don't know the stake schedule at the hills and valleys of Kentucky Downs, as Paul Halloran likes to call it. If there is a Philly and Mare sprint race, there's got to be some race over that 3-week period. I have a feeling that Philly we just saw will be in the hills and valleys of Kentucky Downs running for $800,000 or whatever the hell it is in a stake race. It feels that way, doesn't it?
I totally agree. And, I love the turf races on the at Woodbine. Don't get me wrong, but they have somewhat of the feeling of some of those Kentucky Downs races where, it seems to be, the race seems to be kind of normal, and next thing you know, it's just not. And I think every race at Kentucky Downs ends up like that. Some of them at Woodbine do.
It's a very long stretch. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I like it a lot, guys, because it does give horses a chance to finish. So I'm watching the replay. Who was that? Rafael Hernandez, was that? What a great ride. These Euros, Chris, just it's just the way they're bred, the way they're trained. Once they find a hole, their turn of foot in general is just much better than us, our horses. It just is.
Can't disagree with that at all. We got Monmouth coming up here.
Okay.
Howard, in just a few minutes.
I'm trying to get I will admit, everyone, I'm get a little multitasking. Don't worry, the show's going to go great. Trying to find a Meadowlands, because I am harness racing, and we're not going to show harness, but just want to see what kind of. All right, I got a chalk. Big freaking deal. All right, what's going on in Monmouth, Chris? Let me go to it right now.
Monmouth race 7. We're on the turf here. We've had 5 scratches.
Wow.
Which is weird because we're still on the turf, but the turf's still firm. It's a stakes race.
It is the Tyro, 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
Oh, Schwarzenegger actually saw work, guys, when I was at Saratoga. This horse has been scratched like 3 or 4 times already. It's a really talented Wesley Ward horse. I'm not sure what's going on there. What we got, a field of 5?
Yeah, weird.
Huh. All right. for 2-year-olds. Wow. Hey, nay, nay for Sadler and Paco Lopez. This has a feel of a Breeders' Cup juvenile sprint horse here, guys.
Yeah, you don't see the John Sadler.
Only because of
Paco
cost
Lopez
300,000. Sadler's no. I did not watch the replay of the first start, but this horse is 1-2 and looks awfully quick. Do you have a thought in this race, Chris? As I go ahead and I'll get the video up here in just a second.
Just other than the fact that this is the first ever John Sadler Paco Lopez hookup. He didn't send a jockey over there. 2-year-olds breeding on the 5 looks really good. High percentage chance of winning here and whatnot. But I would take a small entertainment wager here on the 7.
Is there anything in particular you like about the 7, Chris?
I like the connections. I think the connections are good here. They're, they only gone 5 times together, but they've won 40% of them. What's that, 2 or 3 out of 5? I don't know. You're the math whiz. You can figure that out for me. But Delgado, Sonny Leon, I'm looking for a Rich Strikes type moment here. I think this horse will break well and hopefully just set off of a good pace and come home.
Only costs 11,000. Matt, let me ask you a general handicapping question. When you see a 2-5, that's a speed horse. Do you try to beat a speed horse with a speed horse, or do you hope they get hooked up and find a closer? In general,
I hope something happens to make speed a problem. So I would either be picking the horse that I think is the best of the speed, or I'd give up entirely and look for something behind. And just for full disclosure, I did not handicap this race. I'm listening to the explanations.
Sure.
I just keyed in a couple of doubles using this 1-2 shot. I don't think those doubles pay too badly. I picked 2 of them, and as Dutch, I'll end up netting 4-1, 5-1 if this 1-2 shot wins, and I get one of the next 2.
I don't have a strong opinion. I'm just looking at it now, to be very honest, everyone. If I had an opinion, the obvious alternatives would be the 8 or the 6. This 39 buyer is awfully slow, but the 6 is taking money. I find it weird, guys, that they already gelded this horse as a 2-year-old. This horse must be really, really goofy. A New Jersey bred. I guess I'd go with Win and Juice. I don't mind the outside post guys either. As I go and bring on the, I'll go and bring on the video here. Whoops, sorry. I don't mind an outside post with only 4 horses because they can look to the left and break. So I'll go with the 8 for the upset. I don't have a real strong opinion here. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is the Tyro Stakes and Monmouth for 2-year-olds. I'll get Mr. Dinnerman on. Just turn the sound on. We'll hear from Matt Dinnerman soon. After this, I'm assuming we're going to be going to Saratoga, guys. 4 grade 1s in a row. How many minutes to the Fourstardave, just so I know, Chris?
And the runners.
You got plenty of time. You got 9 minutes right now.
For race number
7.
We'll immediately go to the Fourstardave.
The Tyro Stakes.
After this.
Red
My brother was pretty goofy as well, and we yelled at him at an early age.
Hey, Nene walking up. Sir Newton's Law, post 6.
Here, while we're waiting, I'll show everybody something cool.
2 back.
Walked into a drugstore, a 7-Elevens all over the place in Japan. They have these trading cards. You can then scan the back, which is all in Japanese, and it translates to Equinox, Mindframe, Ushba Tesoro, and then a whole bunch of horses I didn't know that I'm sure Howard and Davey Lane and Dave Duncan all know. But yeah, so for the whole Saratoga crew, I'll have a whole bunch of extras if people want to stop by.
Well, my 8's not going to win from there, guys. I'll tell you that. This race should be over.
With Sir Newton's Law, Afada, second to last early.
This race should be over.
Back after the tardy break, so it's the heavy favorite. Hey, Nene, who clears off here, leads by a length and a half.
It's nice of you to say, Terry. You'll be there. You'll get one.
To the inside, Juice at the back. As they go into the far turn, Hey Nene, the 1-5 favorite, says, "Come and catch me if you can." Opens up 2, goes well. Sir Newton's Law under a ride. and losing contact with that top runner around the turn. Red Lad down on the inside, trying to advance position and slipping inside of Sir Newton's Law. Far outside is Win and Juice. They're off the turn. Paco Lopez
There's the
takes
Paco
a
look
back
around
and now
4
asks
times.
for Hey Nay to accelerate, and he opens up by 4 lengths with a furlong to go. Now it's 5, almost 6. Hey Nay, 2 for 2 to kick off his career, and he's a dominant winner of the Tyros.
Oh, we got the exact.
Clobbered him.
Howard
Was second, Red Lad third.
8
My
for 8.
run a lick.
I mean, you couldn't really get much off. I don't know. There wasn't much in behind. The 8 didn't break, but that. Remember that name, everyone. Hey Nay. That looks like a very talented horse for Mr. Sadler. So nice win for that horse. All right, let's go to the series of grade ones, guys. That's really what we're here for today. And I have very, very strong opinions. I hope I'm going to be right. We'll see. The first grade one of the day at Saratoga is the Fourstardave. I'm going to go ahead and show the PPs right now, and then we'll scroll down the screen very quickly. They're a mile, $750,000. We got 7 minutes to post for the older males. Cugino taking sneaky money. Andy Serling's top pick, by the way, at 6-1. My Boy Prince, a long shot, 20-1. Johannes, very talented horse coming off a layoff. Looks like the favorite, I'm assuming. I'm just looking at the PPs here. 2-1. This is an absolute no bueno as a favorite for me coming off a long layoff, but he is very talented. Think Big, 5-1, fascinating horse. Win for the money, 18-1. Intellect, a horse I've been chasing for quite a while that I still like, although it's a tough spot, 9-1 on Intellect. Spirit of St. Louis, 6-1, another nice horse for Chad. Deterministic, 5-1. This is a wide open board coming off Manhattan Wind. Laganos is 45-1, and Neat taking a little bit sneaky money at 12-1. Chris, your thoughts in what is an excellent rendition of the Fourstardave?
2736.
Did you say 2?
2. My Boy Prince.
Wow. All right, go ahead.
I think he's got a good pace advantage here, and we've seen these horses run off here before. Picks up Jose, and if he isn't pressed early, can certainly get away with this. Cassie and Ortiz are 24%, and like I said, it's just really a pace thing there. Spirit of St. Louis, don't even say much about that. I mean, we all know who this horse is. We've seen this story many times before. Will it happen today? We don't know. And then the other one was obviously talking about Johannes. Probably a likely winner here. Yakim and Rispoli shipping in to ride the horse. And then the final one here in race 8 was the 8. The 8 deterministic. Clement, Carmouche. Matt just talked about the Clement, connections, how they're firing well. This horse has won its last 2, albeit on the lead, and I think it'd be somewhat compromised here if the 2 gets away. But if the 8 and 2 press each other, that certainly sets it up for my 3 or the 8.
Chris, it's a gutsy pick. I'm not going to poo-poo it because you've been hot at times with big price on this show. I'll be shocked if the 2 wins. At the 2 wins, my betting day will be over. Except for a contest that I'm in right now that I'm going to sit out, by the way. I was going to play this race, but it's just too difficult. I have pretty strong opinions here, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard them on my shows all week and on the tip sheet. I would not bet Johannes at 2-1. He is one of the horses I'm using, Matt, but I would never bet a win bet on this horse at 2-1 coming off a layoff. I know he's extremely talented. This is not the toughest group of milers we've ever seen in the world. There's no More Than Looks. There's no Kyle Spackler, etc. Matt. There's no Euro in the race, but this is just a no bueno bet for me at 2-1. I think Big is absolutely fascinating. I always liked him. I didn't love him last time, but he proved me wrong. Distance is not an issue. He's going to set a great trip. And maybe I'm stubborn, Matt, but I still think the source is talented. This has been in my tip sheet several times. He moved too soon last time, number 6, Intellect, into a fast-paced, Matt, on 4th of July weekend when the turf was playing very quick and was playing, you had to be up front. And Intellect, Matt, went 109-1 in the middle 6 furlongs of the race. if Pratt can just time it out right, I do think Intellect is very talented. Matt, you're just coming off the plane basically, so I don't want to hold you to too much handicapping, but you do know a lot of these horses. You have any thought in this race, Matt, or how you'd bet it? It's a wide open board here with Johannes 2-1.
Oh yeah, and look, I'm awake enough to know that you and I are both in the same contest. I'm sitting here at I'm not sure where you're at. I'm at $570. I see Brad Anderson behind me at 456. But when you made a comment before about something about your contest life, mine is absolutely on the line here, and I don't mind saying it's utterly predictable at this point as to who it's connected to. So you should have seen the slow smirk on my face develop as you started this little segment by saying the last thing I would do is put a win bet on Johannes at 2-1, and that is exactly what I've already done.
Well, I was going to ask you when Howard said that. I was going to say, hey Matt, how much have you put on Johannes to win?
It was already done, and so just amazing that that's the last thing you would have done, and it's the first thing I did. So
Lucas Neff, by the way, Noah Maher is one of Noah Maher's roommates, so he's going back to school soon. What's up, Lucas? Good luck on Think Big. Let me be very clear, and you understand this more than anyone, Matt, as there's 2 minutes to post, and ladies and gentlemen, due to the Fox copyright issues and other, we can't show the race, but we are going to have audio of all the races at Saratoga. Johannes can absolutely win. I mean, I'm not saying he can't win. I'm thinking value, which value doesn't really come into play as much in a contest. Would you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with that. With so much of the value of your contest being in the prize pool, whether you're getting 2-1 or 5-2, I think you're being far, far too picky unless it's the last race and you know what a target, what target you're shooting for. But in this case, if the horse drifts to 9-5, I'm frankly expecting 7-5. We'll see what happens. But for me in this contest, that's where I think I need to be to get to the last race with the balance that I want to have. So as usual with me, there's a plan. And for me, again, if I'm sitting here betting thousands in cash, which I don't want to make sound as some kind of regularity, there's a huge difference between 7-5 and 2-1 and all that. Thank you very much, Tom. I hope you're feeling well, by the way. But 7-5, 9-5. But for contest purposes, I know I would take either, and I'm not too worried about, especially at Naira, I'm not too worried about a dip at the last second. That's just stunning to me.
Yeah, well, the calls have been cut off as of 3 minutes ago. So,
Chris, I've heard this from a few people. Matt, look at the bottom. Heard Johannes' ship was won and more by the owners than the trainer. If that's true, and I've heard that from a few people, I don't like that at all.
I don't either. Right.
So if that's true,
I don't go to the doctor to question the doctor.
Davey Lane, what's up, Davey from Liverpool? I'm assuming he's there in his home in the UK. Great racing tomorrow. Are we getting a tip sheet? Are we getting an international tip sheet, Davey? You want to put that in the chat or text me? But there's a lot of big races tomorrow. If that's true, I don't like that. Look, if he wins, that's fine. I'm 6 deep on my main pick 5 play here. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. I pressed up 3, 4, 6. So like I said, I mean, Johannes is very likely here. I personally would love to see the 6 win. In fact, as we're talking, that's the only problem doing these shows, Matt. I love doing these shows, but sometimes I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I got to put a bet in, a personal bet here. I'm going to play the 6 a little bit win in place. Nothing crazy. This is a very trip dependent race for sure. It's also winning you're in for the Breeders' Cup Mile. And to be very honest, unless Johannes comes back as good as he was last year, if not better, I don't like any of these horses in the Breeders' Cup Mile at Del Mar, assuming some very good Euros come in. Again, assuming that's the case. Chris, do you see Breeders' Cup potential by any of these horses or no? Breeders' Cup winners. I'm sure some of them will be in the Breeders' Cup, but
yeah, I think it's too soon to tell. We gotta go through the prep season and see who really is on board, how they come out with this stuff. But great to see Davey Lane in the chat. Davey, Howard forwarded me your text. Appreciate the kind words. Thanks for joining the chat, and I will make note of your tip for tomorrow.
Are we hearing the sound there, guys?
We are. I need a quick pick for the next race, Howard.
Is that at Saratoga?
Is that going to be final gambit for you?
I'm trying to beat the 7. The 7's going to be a heavy favorite, Matt. I'm trying to beat him with the 3. I think it's 3-5, or I like 3-5, but the 7's going to be a heavy favorite, just to let you know.
Okay.
I'm 5-3-6-9, Matt, in the next, as you already know, because I sent you all this.
Yes, thank you.
Lewis quietly becoming an
all right, we will not talk through this race. We'll be very quiet in general.
$1 million as he takes on this open company yet again.
Howard, a little higher on the volume.
Yeah.
I don't think I can make it higher
Think big
for some reason.
For Godolphin and Michael Stidham.
It's as loud as I can
going up.
Make it basic. Okay. I can make it a little louder.
That's good enough.
See if this is better.
Win for the money will be second last.
It's the best I can do.
Live Oak Plantation.
Good luck, everyone, in the 4-Star-Dave.
And Neat completes the line. Neat right up to the gate. Goes in. They're in the gate. And they're off in the FanDuel Fourstardave, and Deterministic has hustled hard, and my boy Prince is quicker naturally and takes command into the first turn. Win for the
race.
Way in third. Spirit of St. Louis closer than usual, in between horses in fourth, and Laganos 3 deep, 4 off the pace. It's another couple back to Neat as they round the clubhouse turn. Just inside of him comes Intellect. Think Big is next.
That was bad.
Gino steadying just slightly, and Johannes is.
If Johannes wins from here, Matt, he is an unbelievable superstar.
In 23 and 4/5 seconds. It's
not that fast right now.
Showing the way. Track.
No, and he got cut off. He had some bad traffic.
Down the back stretch. Down on the inside, Win for the money.
Your 2 is going to give himself every chance, Chris. He's getting a slow pace and on the lead, which I'm shocked by.
Through a half that went in 47
and
2.
Go.
Think Big on the outside of.
Push the button.
Johannes is fast, has 10 lengths to make up. Outside of him comes Neat as the field rounds the far turn. And it is still my boy Prince. Cugino trails with 15 to make up. My boy Prince has been there every step of the way. Deterministic takes a crack at him on the outside. Second, Laginos in behind them. Win for the money is Johannes still well back, has 7 or 8 lengths to make up. Think Big on the outside. Deterministic takes command.
Give me the 8-2 exacta. Give me the 8-2 exacta. Get it to me. Get it to me.
From Deterministic, who wins the FanDuel Fourstardave under Kendrick Carmouche. Intellect rallied strongly into second.
A decent win bet on the 8.
For the money and my boy Prince.
Deterministic for Miguel Clement. What a meet this guy is having, Matt. I could not be happier for him. Got a great trip. I wasn't sure the miles what he wanted. 1:33 and 4. Chris, your horse ran well. He hung in there. Intellect, Matt, ran a huge race for second. I do have place money on him, so that's good. But congratulations. What a ride. 9-2, a soft second choice over 9-1 on the 6. And I looking to see who got third. Did you hang on for third, Chris? I'm not sure if you did or not. I'm checking right now.
I think so, but I did not have a trifecta wager.
Okay. Boy.
Close.
He got a crazy good bob. I think it's after the wire. I think it's going to be 8, 6, I think 5. Kendrick Carmouche. Boy, he put that horse in a perfect spot. Matt, you had no chance after the first turn. I mean, he got checked and steady, didn't break well. I mean, he just was
5 finished third.
So
5 got third. So that's big prices in there. I feel, I'll tell you what, maybe Intellect is not a grade 1 horse, but he's really damn good. That's going to be nice place money for me. The 8 winning is frankly not the best thing for me. It's not horrible. Selfishly, your thoughts, Matt Miller?
So for me, this was a terrific result. And I'm not the sort that's going to hold up a phone and show dollar amounts, but this is a great example of the equity that a tournament provides in the calculations you make around how you bet. And for me to get these odds on Johannes in the tournament put me in a good spot in that tournament to get the extra money from that prize pool. I absolutely slammed the 4, 7, and 8 in this race into the 3 and the 7 in the next race. They are Dutched such that the payouts are roughly the same regardless of whether it's the 3 or the 7. But I'm sitting here with a huge double going at this point. That
on the side, right, Matt? On the side or in the contest?
On the side. So, and it pays more than what the tournament would have paid.
Of course.
Terrific result. But look, I also would have been perfectly happy, with the tournament hit as well.
I have probably the same double as you do in that particular race, but got a decent amount back with the 8. The 8-2 would have been huge. That would have been about a $70 exacta. That would have been mid 4 figures. But Howard, I'll let you wrap it up, and then we got 7 minutes to Woodbine.
Well, I don't think people quite understand, or that sounds disrespectful. Can we talk about how hard it is to train a turf horse to win at 1.25 miles in the Manhattan last time, and then to come back in a very sharp, quick turn of foot, kind of 1 mile inner turf race? I know deterministic, and by the way, I saw this horse down at Payson when I visited Sierra Leone. I've actually seen this horse quite a bit, and these connections have talked about this horse for a long time. In fact, when he broke his maiden, guys, last year, or 2 years ago, as a 2-year-old, he did it at Saratoga. Maybe it was 3 years ago. And Matt, I remember talking. I said, watch this replay of this horse. And he came from the clouds and won. I don't know if you remember that in Saratoga 2 or 3 years ago. They've always loved this horse. They actually thought he might have been a Derby horse. Is he 4 years old, guys, or 5? I'm so sorry for asking. I think he's 4, isn't he? I got to look it up now.
I'm clicking 4.
Yeah. They thought that he might be a Derby horse, and they switched him to turf. This is an incredible job. I don't know if he's Breeders' Cup, turf mile quality, but man, what a big win for the connections. And Kendrick, man, his whole year has been made from the last 2 races in terms of earnings, guys. Deterministic intellect. I'm not redboarding. 9-1 was crazy to me. I don't understand why he was that high odds. I wish I played the try, guys. I usually would have played that reverse try key kind of thing. Matt and Chris, but I didn't really have time to make the bet. I would have had to hit the all in 3rd, but Matt, I do like to do that once in a while. This try, 9-2 over 9 over 22, would have got me out on a contest and then some. But anyway, Chris, the 3 had no shot, Matt. Did you guys think big? I'll have to watch the replay. I didn't seem like he had that much of an excuse. I'll have to watch. Johannes definitely had an excuse, but again, not a kind of favorite I like.
The break
in that situation.
The break
there you go.
Great on Johannes, and then the horse did get. There was some sort of. I'm using this term very lightly. Some sort of incident that caused him to pull back or something.
No doubt.
But I'm not sure that made a difference. And at that point, my focus just shifted to the 8, hoping that one would, or frankly, the 8 and the 2, as I'm sitting there debating between myself and Chris. And Chris, it was a nice call. So you got a nice run. You certainly outran your odds, no doubt.
Chris,
and you're going to hit those at those prices, and you don't have to hit them every time, right? So that was kind of the thought logic there.
They won 47. If you liked the 2 like Chris, Jose Ortiz, Chris did absolutely everything you could ask. He just wasn't good enough. But he did everything you could want. He slowed it down in the second half a little bit. If deterministic wasn't right on his flank, who knows? But it's at a grade 1. They're not going to let a horse, that slow go around. Anyway, great race. Good. I hope people had it. I'll tell you what that does for me, Matt, and I don't regret it. It wasn't one of my top picks. What that means for me in the pick 5, and I played my normal size 1. I do have it twice. I'm alive for $1. I am now single to Sierra Leone on the end. I just there were too many open races before the Whitney. And I decided to spread instead of go too deep in the last race. So look, I got to go with my gut, Matt. If I'm alive to a big score, then I'll put a healthy win bet on fierceness probably, and I'm hoping maybe 8-5 or something. But I couldn't go too deep and double my ticket, Matt. I just couldn't do it. Go ahead, rip on me. Go ahead.
Oh my God, so shorten up. But you
I couldn't
be doing this to us. Like this is.
I couldn't, Matt.
God.
I couldn't. I don't want to double my ticket with a 7-5 and a 9-5. It makes no sense at all. You got to take a stand somewhere.
I get it, but when there's so much of your heart in a horse already.
But you know what? I like him. But you know what though? I like him a lot in this race. This is Matt. You know this. I bet with my head. I think it's going to set up for him today. So anyway, the exact and Chris, as I'm looking this up, tell me where we're going next in a second here. In a second.
Woodbine, 2 minutes.
To where?
Woodbine, 2 minutes.
All right, we'll get to Woodbine here in just a second. The exact this trifecta is going to make me a little sick to my stomach, Matt. Although, like I said, I definitely would have had Intellect in second and third. You know me well to know that's absolutely true.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm skipping around. Anyway, the exact had to pay well, I'm sure. The trifecta was probably fantastic. I'm switching around to it. Let me get to Woodbine here as I'm
I'll
getting to that here. Let's see here. Woodbine Thoroughbreds. Here we go. It paid $8.70 to place. So I won some money there. Exacta paid 50. Oh boy. Oh my Lord. 50-cent try. 50-cent try, 338. Would have had that several times probably. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. The double, which is important for me. Wow. $70 double, Matt. 70. Wow. 7-2 to 92. Crazy. Well, as you know, I had a nice start to the day, Matt, with the pick 5. So hopefully some of you at home had that pick 5, by the way, because a lot of the horses we talked about, we gave it on the show. Let's get to Woodbine here. What do we got here, Chris? I'm going to go right to the video. We got 1 minute to post.
1-2-7-8 for me.
Okay. What's the condition of the race?
1-2-7-8. I'm getting there. I was looking up the trifecta. I never screened. This is an allowance optional claiming $50K, non-winners for 2 lifetime, purse $120,000.
Wow.
I like
Fly the W.
Yeah.
Where's Charlie? Fly the W is the one here.
That's it. Wow. The one. That's not even close. I immediately keyed that in.
One of the
It's got to be like 9 years old now, though, right?
Next along is War Court.
Fly the W is.
Yep. You would know that immediately.
Gate has been opened for last.
I do not like Fly the W.
It's a 1-2-7-8 in multiple different pools. So
changed a bit coming in.
I have a double ending here to those 4.
Your picks again, Chris. I turned the volume off.
1-2-7-8.
In that order, or that's just what you're using in a exotic?
Well, those are my order, but that's what I'm using, and I'm not boxing 4 horses in exacta. That's stupid.
All right.
I'm not boxing 4 horses in a trifecta either.
We're out is Cool Kiss.
1-2-7-8. I do like the 7.
Back after
pretty good. I think it's a live long shot here.
Politely raised J.
I don't need to look at the race to know that I don't like.
Last is Duke of Love.
Like who?
Outside gate.
I'm sorry?
You don't like who?
I don't like the
wire circuit of the track here.
I love the name. I don't like the horse. He's too old, and some of these others have to be better, but maybe not. We'll see. Good luck, Chris.
Off their race, and that is a perfect start.
A little to win on the 1, and a couple doubles.
Going up in front, it's Malibu Mambo Handy. Showing up is Jayhawk on the outside with War Court and Oliver on the inside, Handy determinedly. Duke of Love is over on the outside as they turn out the stretch with Harlan Estate. Getting behind them is Last Dawn as they take that turn. A break in the field to Cool Kiss, who's third last, and Fly the W second last. Well, off a layoff showing plenty of early zip. It is Jayhawk in front of Duke of Love. They go out by 2 to War Court with a beautiful stalking roll in third. A length away, Harlan Estate, determinedly on the inside, nudging between them, Malibu Mambo, and a break of about 2 lengths away came Cool Kiss and Last Dawn racing together. And Fly the W as they work their way inside the half mile or to that point and showing the way narrowly on the inside. Jayhawk by a neck to Duke of Love, a length and a half. War Court over on the inside determinedly from Malibu Mambo and Harlan Estate. Last one on the inside. Junipero Serra coming into the race. Cool Kiss the center, and last is Fly the W. The half mile has been pretty measured, and showing up in front are still Jayhawk and Duke of Love. Attacking now, Warcourt comes up, sidling after them, 3 wide. A length away, determinedly pushed along. In the center, Malibu Mambo, Harlan Estate the outside as they race down to the quarter. Jayhawk in front, joined by Warcourt on the outside. Running home is on the outside, Harlan Estate, determinedly the rail. Last Dawn trying to get a run, and down the outside, Junipero Serra. Warcourt on the outside's gone to the front narrowly. Battling back, Jayhawk. Warcourt in front. On the inside, Jayhawk, they're clear, and down the outside is Harlan Estate. Warcourt in front of Jayhawk, they're stride to stride. Warcourt narrowly. Jayhawk on the inside, fighting back. Warcourt just in front. Warcourt, what a win. Warcourt first, Jayhawk second. Harlan Estate third, Junipero Serra fourth, and
I need to stick with the turf course at Woodbine.
450.
395 at Woodbine. Sorry, Cub fans. Fly W was absolutely awful.
Maybe next year.
I actually drifted. Maybe not. Yeah, exactly. Drifted up to 6-1. Really nice ride there on the number 3. Actually, looks like 4-1. Of course, drifted down late. Okay, guys. A lot of racing going on. You got the great hardest racing day. You've got Ellis Park has some real nice races as well. They just
Howard, I got to interrupt you. We got to get out to Woodbine.
I don't want to know who won any of those races, guys.
We got to get out to Monmouth. We've got 1 minute to post, and okay. I like the number 6 horse, Bet on Beth.
Okay, get into it right now. Chris is going with the 6 horse here, 9-2. Give us the condition, Chris, please. What do we got?
The condition is it's Matt's wife's name, and
Matilda. This is the Matilda Stakes.
That's my girlfriend, Howard.
Oh.
No, Beth. He's making a joke. Bet on Beth, which
it's maiden special weight.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's a maiden special weight. I know how the Allisons, I know how the Olivias have done over time, but I'm going with Bet on Beth. And this is just not a nameplate for me. I do like the horse. 0 for 7, which is about my cap here. Yep. 59,000 maiden special weight. Michael Denny, Sonny Leon riding. So, hoping for a winner here.
Michael Deeney. Ooh. Blinkers off. You got guys, I'm speed handicapping here. Are these J breds?
The gate.
These are New Jersey breds, right? Yeah. It's got to be. I'll tell you what. Yep. I'm speed handicapping. This is an ugly field. The horse that have run do absolutely nothing for me. I would look at the 6. I would look at the 7. I would look at the 7 is taking money after not running at all. Must have had a lot of trouble in that first start. I'd look at the 7. I'd look at the 8. Again, don't take this for gospel, everyone. I'm speed handicapping here. The horse that have run many times just do absolutely nothing for me. Chris is going to go with Bet on Beth. And Matt, by the way, I know you want to talk here.
And a horse have now reached the starting gate.
An Emma horse. I wonder if Kyle was watching. An Emma named horse won at 19-1
going in
a
Bet on Beth.
Was it harness or thoroughbard? I can't remember. I think it was harness actually.
I think it was harness. I saw that.
The Meadowlands. Anyway,
I'm only smiling here because I'm live in the double and to 2 horses that neither one of you even mentioned. So that's just perfect. I'm already live to the 2 and the 3, and it's not enough to hedge or play anyone else or anything like that. So we're just going to go.
By the way, shout out to TVG and FanDuel Racing, Matt, because I get a little bonus with my win, play, show exacta try bets today at Saratoga and Ellis. So that's already cashed for me a little bit. I'm very defensively going with the 7 or 8 here, speed handicapping. Chris is going with Bet on Beth for Beth Miller.
She ain't gonna run.
If she wins, you're gonna bring her in. You're gonna come on the show. Walk through that door in the back.
Sorry, the sound.
Here
Here
we
we
go.
go.
The far outside clears off, opens up 2 in the early stages. Purple Lulu, the gray, taking the second spot. Rosie Sugar Plum third.
No, you're right.
Style. Gap of 3 back to Banker Murray and Salted Light. Another 2.
Giving us the hoof right now.
5 back to the Gangs All here, and Autumn's turn at the rear as they head past the half-mile pole. Mo Vita is the pacemaker here by about a length. Purple Lulu a little bit closer on the tail of the leader, running in second. The first are Rosie Sugar Plum third, sent along 2.5 behind. Salt and Light getting closer on the fence and saving ground. She's about 5 lengths clear of Gypsy Style, who's given way. Banker Murray in an all-out drive.
Okay, 3. Let's go.
Is next. Has a lot of work to do. Autumn's turn well out of it. The Gangs All here not being persevered with as they come to the top of the lane. It's Purple Lulu who has taken over. Completely giving way is Mo Vita. Now here comes Rosie Sugar Plum and Salted Light. They're moving as a pair, and they've overhauled Purple Lulu in that final furlong. Salt and Light comes away with the lead inside the furlong pole. Rosie Sugar Plum, Purple Lulu battling in second. It's going to be Salt and Light to break the maiden for the Holly Harris barn. Good battle for second. It got pretty tight there. Rosie Sugar Plum.
Good one. There we go. A little bullhorn action.
That was the 3 who won that race. That was
not this. It was not Bet on Beth.
Nope.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to tell her that you didn't do that. So.
Yeah, I'm sure she's watching.
My 7 and 8 actually both ran well, second and third, looking at the race for 2 minutes. I just didn't love a lot of the horses that had run. So, guys, we need to get into Saratoga because there's 11 minutes to the Saratoga Derby Invitational. Here's what I got to do. I need to make a contest play here. By the way, Matt, you asked where I am. It's a $200 live money bankroll you start with. I have both entries that are 100. I played very conservatively, waiting, frankly, for this spot, my friend, and one other spot, which I'd rather not say. So allow me, guys, to I'll get up the PPs. Actually, let me get up the Equibase entries. Let's do that. I'll let you guys talk, and then when I'm ready to show the PPs, I will. This is the Saratoga Derby Invitational. It is 1 mile and 3/16 for restricted 3-year-olds, $750,000. There's the field, guys. Hopefully you have PPs in front of you. Your thoughts, guys. Hot as Hell was a big morning line favorite, 7-5. He is currently 3-1. Now, one thing I would like to do, this is a Euro who's a lot of people think is very good. I'm completely against him on the win end. I talked about it. And what I want to do right now, guys, off screen, I'm actually looking at the anti-post odds, the current odds right now in Europe. He's obviously going to take more money there. But everyone give me a second because I do want to see what his odds are. He's very cold right now. I could tell you that.
Is he as cold as ice?
Very cold. He's cold as ice. That's for sure. And he's going to sacrifice some people's love, apparently, also.
Well, I mean, give me the band reference there.
So in Europe, I'll let you guys discuss. This is a great conversation for you, Matt. On the European market, Hot as Hell, again, he's a Euro, though, is 2-1 in general. Test score about 3, and Final Gambit about 4. I'll let you guys talk for a while. I need a few minutes. Go ahead.
All right, so Matt, I'll start. So I'm 5'3", 6'9" here. I'm not. I'm as cold as ice and hot as hell for sure in this spot. I think test score really kind of stands out for me here on this turf. Grand Motion usually places horses well. Won that Belmont Derby. Obviously, this was the next target here, and that's kind of where I am with that one. So. Final Gambit, again, can't fault him. Ran in that same race, ran 5th in a dead heat for 5th, where I don't even know if they had placing for that or whatnot. But Brad Cox, Flavian Pratt, the horse did, he chased. He was just out kicked. Cox doesn't seem too hot, but I think could be a rebounder here. New Century was the other one. Picks up leading rider Irad Ortiz. Maybe it'll steal this one on the front end, which I think is a little bit harder on the outer. And then World Beater at 9-1 was my long shot. Could be a decent price here. Could fill out some of your, exactas, trifectas, and supers and whatnot. So, what did you like here?
I am live to what I am certain is Howard's horse, as well as Hot as Hell. A quick look at the will pays into this race suggests that Hot as Hell will finish as the favorite, and so.
How heavy a favorite, Matt? Sorry to interrupt you. How heavy a favorite? Can you tell?
Not quite 7-5, but favored over the others. Final Gambit did get played more than a 6-1 shot should have been played. So I'm going to guess maybe you'll see 4-1 on that as off odds. New Century, Test Score is going to be the other one that's going to be, I think, going to be the second choice probably. So again, I just a word of caution, and this isn't CAWs. There's so many misconceptions about what goes on with how they bet. The reality is there's just not a ton of money in the pool right away, and so regular bettors sometimes have the effect of moving odds around, and I just don't draw conclusions about horses that are cold on the tote board unless those are in the form of will pays. Those are already established pools where you know how they end. And so, especially coming from a place like Arlington where there would be so little money in the pool, it's hard not to viscerally react when you see 1-9, or conversely, you see 20-1 on a horse that you think is going to be the favorite, but that could be a few $100. And so even at a track like Saratoga, it's not that extreme, but it could be one better away from being the favorite. And so my advice is just try not to look at the tote board, at least in terms of the in-race odds, until much, much closer to the time they go off.
Hello, Tony. Thanks for joining. Howard, I'm going to need 3 minutes. I've got to go sign a trespass warrant.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop, if you'll just kick me off, and I'll be back in a minute.
Right.
3 minutes.
I will do that. All right, Matt, let's go ahead and let's talk about this race. Again, Matt is coming back from Japan, so I can excuse him for his lack of handicapping. I actually am trying to send a text as well. So, Matt, let me just give you my opinion here. And then, sorry, second. Let me just give you my opinion on Final Gambit. I talked about this horse a lot on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think Test Score is a very nice horse, and I would consider the horse to beat here. I'll talk about why I don't love the 7 in just a moment. I think this horse can run all day. I think he's going to be up close. He's very talented. He beat Final Gambit last time. He's really coming into his own. He's got Kitten's Joy on the dam side. If someone gun to my head, I'd probably put a win bet on the 5. Okay. The fact that Final Gambit's taking this much money, I take as a big positive.
Yeah.
His last race, I'm going to show this replay, and people can agree or disagree. And Matt, I'd love to hear your opinions on this. He was against Test Score. Test Score is the 5 in this race. Watch the number 6 Final Gambit. And this was Flavian, and Flavian's on him again. He's a big gray. I don't really know what the plan was. So let me just forward back. Let me just freeze it here. It's a little bit hard to see through the trees. So you see where he's right here right now. Okay, he's not in last place. And as the race goes along, I don't know why, because he didn't have trouble. For some reason, Flavian continues to drag him back. And you're probably think I'm crazy, Matt. You're like, Howard, what are you talking about? Well, look, he's in third to last. And you see this hold? He's got a huge hold. And they're not going that fast. And look at this, Matt. He's I don't know what's going on here. He's losing position. Look at this. Now he's in last. Okay. Long story short, through the stretch, you see this gray right here? He's in behind a wall of horses, Matt. This is a big mofo. This is like Sierra Leone 2.0, but a turf version. Okay. He's a locomotive, Matt. Once he gets going, I mean, he ran huge in the Derby. Remember, he finished 4th. He won the Jeff Ruby Stakes. This is a locomotive. This is not a stop and start kind of horse. He's behind this wall, and he didn't really have trouble. But watch, you're probably, again, saying, Howard, what are we watching? He's doing nothing. It looked like he was running in place there, right, Matt? Watch this close and finish. I mean, all of a sudden, and again, feel free to crap on me, Matt. That's fine. The gallop out was ridiculous. I know. Look, he's already ahead of that grouping of horses. Here's test score. He's blowing by test score, Matt. Like, he gets blinkers on. I think he's going to be up closer in this race. He wants more distance. And I think Flavien learned something. And the fact that he's taking this much money, obviously that hurts me in terms of my value on a win end. There's no killers in here. I think he's absolutely fascinating. It is one of my spot plays. I like Final Gambit to win this race. That's my thought.
You're preaching to the choir. I knew who your pick was going to be just based on the power picks, based on all that. And I'm live to a really, really nice score in the double if that happens.
Okay.
It was also clear to me based on the price action that I wanted to also be live to this 7 horse. So I see now 5-2. I still expect that's going to drift down, 2-1, 9-5, something like that. But I like the argument quite a bit on the 3. I think Final Gambit may have been given maybe too confident a ride where maybe they didn't realize how much they had to get into him on the turf. We'll see. But it is a high quality horse that is probably worth another shot. If you're really getting 4-1 in a field where there's no obvious winner. Test score is the other one for me. And so again, kind of connecting all of this when it comes to the way I bet, given that I'm now live in the double to a couple of nice scores, as Howard mentioned before, I get, and other customers may get, bonuses from FanDuel Racing or whatever, where you get 10% extra on your win bets or something like that, up to a certain amount. This is the kind of spot where I'll use those bonus funds to kind of cover myself. And so call it hedging if you want to, but you got to use the bonus funds one way or the other. And firing them into a race where I feel very good about the prices I already have. I don't mind sticking a little bit on test score here, but that's really kind of covering myself. I really went with my 2 main opinions.
What's really weird here, let me go ahead and I'm going to bring up the sound, guys, so we don't make sure we don't miss it here. What do you think of the market here, Matt? Hot as Hell opened at like 3-1 earlier in the week in Europe, drifted all the way down to like the market. But if this horse is really that good, I know he's been facing monsters. Again, we don't have the time to talk about details of this race. I talked about it during the week. If he's really all that in a bag of chips, would he only be 2-1 in the European market and a very soft 5-2 right now? Even if he is drifting down, I'm actually happy because I have the heebie-jeebies with this horse. And saying that the horse could win by 3, I don't know. It's weird. The market, Matt, is weird right now.
I'm just not so sure that there's enough liquidity in those pools to draw too many good conclusions. It's not like a Derby pool or something like. Again, that could be the absence or presence of one better, and it doesn't have to be a massive better either. So I try not to look at that stuff. It's too. There's just not enough supply and demand to make it a reliable number.
All I can tell you is he's been facing absolute monsters, but losing ground in the stretch, Matt. And I'm not 100%. He was like a really good 2-year-old. I'm not really sure he's progressed forward. Look, just full disclosure, I have 3, 5, 7, 8 in my pick 5 that I'm alive to. I have 3, 5 on both my tickets. I do have the 7 on one of my tickets, and the 8 I actually have as an interesting other Euro in this race for reasons I don't have time to talk about at a huge price. This 8 should not be 24-1. And by the way, gets Frankie, who does not ride very much at Saratoga this summer. So I think that one's interesting. We got Tony is here. What's up, Tony? Robert wants to know why the 3 is on turf. Because he's a nice turf horse, Robert. I mean, his best race has been on synthetic and in the Derby. And Churchill is a dirt horse that's conducive to turf horses. So I have, Robert, maybe you have more different information. I've got no problem. Terry Frank said contest feeder 5673. I'm not sure what that means. What do you think that means? Is he in 4 different contests, Matt?
I think he's probably got multiple entries in 2 contests, or who knows? But okay, I'll root for one of those.
What about
Chris? You have a thought in this race, Chris?
What about the 9 world beater?
I mean, he ran okay last time. I don't think he classes up, but that's just my opinion. He's 11-1. So,
and Riley Mott and Junior gets on there. We had Junior live at the winner's circle a few weeks ago, which was great. But New Century for me, I think I ran and try and steal this one. But you know, I'm 6 and 9 on the win end.
Okay.
With some multiple other options. So.
There you go, Matt, to 4 different contests. So this is a big race for me, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it helps for you. I need 3, 5, 7, 8. I'd really like the 3. The 5 would also be fine for me. Good luck to everyone. It's the Saratoga Derby Invitational, a race I think is going to be very trip dependent. Good luck, everyone.
We're all counting on you.
I just want to see this 3, Matt, in the clear in the stretch, like on the outside. I don't even care if he's 4 or 5 wide. I just want him in the clear. Let him run.
One more,
and we'll see what happens.
By the way, Matt, I saw the naked guy move yesterday.
Oh, how was it?
You're in the gate.
Good. Yeah, it was me alone because I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Like this.
Big bag of popcorn though. Had something to come home.
And they're off in the Saratoga Derby Invitational, and test score.
3 had a horrible start.
Very smoothly. Tiberius Thunder right up alongside. World Beater is out in the center of the course. Juila was not quick out of the gate, but is very fast now and keen. And so Juila takes the lead. Tiberius Thunder now in second, as test score has taken a nice hold up in third. Down on the hedge, Capitol Hill is racing in fourth. Tistastic in between horses. World Beater just outside of them. New Century settled well off the pace today. He's 8 lengths off the lead. The 2
That's not good for the 6.
And Final Gambit at the back. The
opening is trying to do new things.
3 4/5 seconds, and Juila still tugging hard, has opened up a 6-length advantage. Tiberius Thunder is still racing in second, and another 2 lengths back. It's now a very good.
This is what the 2 did in his last race, by the way, and
inside
lost.
Of him comes Capitol Hill in fourth.
Wasn't Tiberius the middle name of Captain Kirk?
In behind that group is Tistastic.
I think it was. That's right.
Mile to travel. New Century yet to do his best running. 1.5 lengths to Hot as Hell, and Final Gambit. Not much change in the running order. Juila's been there most of the journey in front. The lead shrinking. Tiberius Thunder is racing in second. They went 3/4 in 1 minute 11 flat, heading toward the quarter pole. New Century is starting to kick in. Final Gambit, pink cap on the far outside. Hot as Hell, still well behind at the top of the stretch, looking for room now. In some traffic trouble is Hot as Hell, finding a seam now as they reach the 8th pole. Joella still there.
Come on with this 9. Come on with this 9.
Capitol Hill. Joella, World Beater, coming fast and on the outside. World Beater and Junior Alvarado.
Boom!
The Saratoga Derby Invitational.
Nice call, Chris. Oh man.
10-1. Boom.
Nice call, Chris.
Yeah. Every once in a while. When it gets the closer and closer it gets to post time, when you see what the market's offering you and what you can do, the 6 and the 9 here were huge for me. I thought the 6 made a run with the 9 back around the turn, but the 9 got the better of it and just ran down that 2.
Yeah, test score ran very well. Final Gambit got checked at the start, which is way too far back. I didn't think he'd be that far back. Was in the clear on the outside. 11-1 on World Beater. Congratulations, Chris. Nice job there with that call.
Yeah,
the 3 got
exacta, but the 2 just wasn't giving up there.
The 2 and 4 gave the little 3 a little knuckle sandwich at the beginning of the race. I don't know if the 3 would have won anyway, but the 3 was 5 lengths further back than I thought it'd be. The 2 actually held on for second. Wow. Hot as Hell, by the way, finished 4th to 7. I'll have to watch the race, but did not I was right about that. Junior Alvarado, man. I'll tell you what, this guy, friend of the show, friend of the podcast. I'll have to look at the PPs again. A lot of things. That was a weird race, obviously, but Junior with an unbelievable ride. Tescore looked like he had every shot, Matt, to go by and just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Look, well-run race. I mean, I do think when you get a bit of a rabbit out there like that, that kind of goofens things up a little bit. It just makes things a bit less predictable around who's going to make the first move and when and all that kind of stuff. So, as someone that had 3 different horses in that race, not including the winner, I had no idea how to feel for almost all of that race. It's just they're weirdly run races when the pace collapses like that.
Mm-hmm.
Test score is improving. I mean, sorry, World Beater is absolutely improving. There's clearly. I mean, but before that race, right? Only lost a length of quarter to test score. I just didn't like him here in this spot. I mean, you got to take some chances here. You got to make some decisions there. Great ride by Junior. Big jockey switch too. Is another thing to take in consideration. And you got a price. So Chris Walsh, very nicely done on World Beater and the 2. Wow. Gary, I hear you, Gary. Killed his double in pick 3. I hear you. So the Tom Espinosa, the exacta is $2.52 for $1. I'll tell you what that's going to do. That is going to blow up this pick 5 sequence for sure. Well, Matt, I don't have to worry about Sierra Leone now because I'm out of pick 5. So there you go.
It doesn't sound like you were the one worried about him. I think I was having a harder time with it. So
and me too. Riley Mott is like on the East is like Leonard Powell for me is on the West Coast. I don't like them at short prices. I like them at longer prices because they tend to deliver more there than they do on shorter prices. And that's just kind of what my mindset there is on that. But we got 5 minutes to 5 minutes to Monmouth, and then looks like Woodbine's running right over the top in 6 minutes. So,
and you've got $1 million race at the Meadowlands for harness.
Is the Hambo's coming up real soon here?
I'm assuming.
Well, it's 0 minutes to post, which could mean 15 minutes, 18 minutes, who knows?
I will take a vote. Should we play the audio for the Hamiltonian? I'll leave it up to you two.
So leave it to the chat. Sylvain's saying Hambo time.
In the chat, you guys want to hear the audio for the Hamiltonian? I mean, it's the biggest harness race of the year. So
I can't tell you the last time I bet a harness race. Maybe 5-6 years ago.
I know why Sylvain is such a homer. The 3 is a Canadian horse. Come on now, Sylvain. Give us a Moticon Hanover, I think is the name of the horse. I would throw the 4 Maryland out for everyone, but the results. Uros, what's up, Uros? Thanks for joining the show. I wonder if Uros is in the United States or not. With a sort of foreign sounding name, possibly from the Baltics, perhaps. If not, if you're watching the U.S., thanks, Uros. Either way, that came. What it come, guys? Sorry, 9-2 what? It's at Saratoga. Who got third?
Oh, I'm so past that already.
Yeah, I've moved on. I'll get there eventually.
9-2 something.
9-2-5. 9-2-5-7.
Okay. 9-2-5-7. Giving out an 8-5 shot in the Hambo seems a little silly, but I do like Maryland. The 6 to me is also interesting. It's the 2, by the way, is undefeated this year. Actually, undefeated horse period. Which is interesting.
Would you like me to hear? Would you like me to sing my "Oh Maryland, My Maryland"?
No.
Okay.
Let's see here. So we didn't get an answer. Do we want the audio or not? No, we're not really hearing a lot of.
Okay. Well, I know that Scott Hazelton likes the 4, so I'm throwing that one out, and Ashley Malou likes the 5, so I'm throwing that one out.
We got 2 minutes to Monmouth's last race. It's a optional 40 turf race. We've got, how much time do Woodbine here, guys? We've got 4 minutes to Woodbine, which is a stake. I think we probably should show that. It's the Niagara, 100,000. Or do we go to the Hamiltonian?
On the Hamiltonian, but I'm the hell with it, man. I'm gonna go with Sylvain. Damn the tariffs, whatever else, but I'm gonna go with the French.
This is the race that they have circled the most this year.
You guys can hear that, right?
Scott Zeron, he's got an open for the wire.
Well, I'll wait. Interesting stat, by the way, on, hope we don't lose viewers, but if we do, hey, come back a few minutes. Interesting stat on the number 4 Maryland in the Hambo, guys. The richest 2-year-old trotter in the history of harness racing won $1.2 million last year as a 2-year-old. Maryland, the number 4. So interesting enough. And Matt,
what did it win? Like 40 races to get that much money?
No, like 6 or 7 as a 2-year-old.
I was just gonna say, I'll bet you like 5.
No, Matt, you'll appreciate this as a guy who used to bet harness. Dexter, I think it's Dexter Dunn had the choice between the 2 and the 4. The 2 is undefeated this year and took the 4 instead, who's the $1.2 million horse. And the 4 is 0 for 4 this year. As you know, the drivers do have a choice, similar they do in thoroughbreds. So I think it's Dexter Dunn. Let me double.
Yeah, I do too. And same trainer. I'm not sure how many times on this podcast you've ever talked about the other Melander. I guess at 8-5 versus 3-1. I mean, is that like the other Chad? I'm not really sure, but
if I had to go with a little price, I'd throw Nordic Catcher the 6 for Aki Svanstedt, one of the best trainers and drivers in the world. The 6 is getting better and should show some speed as well. So, and speed's playing very well today at the Meadowlands. So if I were to play a little bet, which I'm going to.
Yeah, slow down one second. I mean, I'm looking at the will pays for the pick 3 and the pick 4, and they've got the 2 and the 4 dead even. So I would not be surprised to see these 2 horses even out as and sure enough, they are now approaching each other, 5-2 and 8-5. I'm not sure what to make of that as a good sign or bad at this point, but. Well,
Matt, I just realized I know how you feel, because what happened to Final Gambit is based what happened to Johannes at the start. I mean,
yes.
Different. It wasn't at the very start, but look, unless you're, world class, you can't close from that far back on that turf course and win. And look, you don't know we can't predict that. I will say, again, I was wrong. That's fine. I thought Final Gambit actually made a pretty good move on the turn and ran decently considering the start, but obviously the start killed me. So
I agree. And one of the best in the business, Frank Miramati, there was some excitement in his voice as he was calling that move around the turn. And so he doesn't do that by accident. So he had me a little ready for something a little more than when we got.
Here we go. By the way,
Legacy. And the 6 Nordic Catcher.
The 100th Hamiltonian, by the way.
100th.
This is an FYI. I like the 2 at Monmouth.
Here they come.
Good luck. At Santori times.
And they're off, and Nordic Catcher shoots out. Go Duck, go on the outside. Super Chapter with early speed. Meshuggah from the inside into the top 4 and put in play is Maryland on the outside 5th. Emoticon Legacy just floated away in 6th. Then it's Maximus Muris at the rear of the field, followed by Gap, Chronos, and Blank. In the early trailer is Green Maw. From post 10, Go Dog Go at 12-1 with Todd McCarthy. Open length leader by 2. 26-1. The torrid opening fraction for Go Dog Go across the back stretch. Super Chapter in for that 2-hole ride. Tightens in for Jingra under a tight rein. Nordic Catcher is 3rd at this point. A gap of 3-4 to Meshuggah 4th and staying in. Maryland gets underway uncovered on the outside. Emoticon Legacy to follow him past the half. And then it's Maximus Muris at the rear of the field with Gap Chronos. Gap Chronos is followed by Green Maw and Blank stride for stride with that one. The half 54-2. So they try to close in on Go Doggo, dictating his terms here. Nordic Catcher from off the pace for Okas Fonstedt on the outside, first over and challenging. As they head to three quarters, Go Doggo and Nordic Catcher applying serious pressure on the outside. It's Super Chapter who's locked in the box for now. Well-positioned Maryland second over and fourth. Meshuggah on the inside fifth. Emoticon Legacy on the outside sixth. They take them by three quarters, and it's Go Doggo in front. Nordic Catcher is relentless on the outside. Super Chapter needs racing room. Had a perfect trip. 1:22 and 4 for three quarters in the stretch of the Hamiltonian.
Come on, Anki, what do you got this six?
First over, takes the lead. Super Chapter shakes loose late on the outside into second. Late
Get him home.
Maryland, but it's Nordic Catcher. Okas Fonstedt wins one for the boss. Nordic Catcher, then Super Chapter, then close Maryland. Or Gap Chronos
7-1. Nice job.
Who needs thoroughbreds so I could toss out 7-1 horses in the Hambo? There you go, guys. Anki Svanstead. Wow, this horse, it actually looks like 9-2. What do we get here? Where were the final odds?
7-1.
7? Really?
That's what I'm looking at.
I'm looking
You're
at.
wrong.
Okay. Wow. The four got it. Maryland got a brutal
92.
trip.
Sorry, I suck.
9-2. That's okay. Maryland did not get a very good trip there at all, the favorite. And Super Chapter with no excuses, although, Matt, when they can't find room up the inside there, the 6 came over the top and the 2 just didn't quite have the hole soon enough. Nordic Catcher. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you had that at 9-2. What do we got at Maryland? What do we got at Woodbine and Monmouth?
Monmouth just went off.
Okay.
And I think Woodbine has gone off as well.
Let me see if I can get to Monmouth here. Monmouth just ended.
Woodbine is off as well.
Okay, let me see if I can get to Woodbine here quickly.
They're done.
And Woodbine, they both ran on top of each other. It's crazy.
Of course.
The 6 wins at Woodbine. The chalk wins at Woodbine at
6 is
9-5.
first, Stanley House over 4, Dancing in Denial, 5, Roscar, and 8, Legal Catch, unofficial 6, 4, 5, 8.
There you go. 6, 4, 5, 8. Thank you, Robert Geller. And who won at Monmouth here, Chris? Let's see.
The other shot.
Let's see.
So, Howard, we've got like 16 minutes at Saratoga.
1-6. Hold on, Chris. 1-6 and a photo for third at Monmouth. 1-6 and a photo for third. Go ahead, my friend.
If you want to take a couple minutes, take a break here, and then we can get into the first race at Del Mar, and then we got 15 minutes at Saratoga.
That sounds actually like a great idea. Let me go ahead and get that set up for everyone. We'll take a few minute break here as I get the banner up that I want. If I can find it, where it is it? There we go. So yeah, we're gonna take a short break. We'll come back for the start of Del Mar and another Grade 1 coming up at Saratoga. It's going to be the test stakes, I believe, coming up, race 10 at Saratoga. I'll take us off screen, everyone, and we will be right.
Real quick, Howard, when we come back, Matt Miller is going to have the $100,000 CAW early pick 5 pick with 20,000 tickets and see if he can scoop that pool.
Wow.
I'll do my best.
All right. That'll be fun. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Come back in about 2 or 3 minutes. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Weekend Warriors, host Howard Cravel, Chris Walsh, and Matt Miller. Very exciting racing. There's 2 grade ones left at Saratoga. We've got 1 minute to the opener at Del Mar. Chris, looks like they're on the turf. Who do you like? And we'll play the audio.
You're making me go in speed handicap here. So I am on the 6-4-7-2.
It's a 5 furlong 2-year-old baby race for the fillies. Can you repeat those numbers one more time, please, Chris? Sorry.
Making me go look at this again. So 6-4-7-2.
6-4-7-2. He's going with Radiant View. It's the first time Simon Callahan horse, a Caravaggio filly out of First Defense mare hiking. I'm assuming there's turf. Oh, yes, there is turf breeding. Maybe long, though. We'll see. How is first time out Simon Callahan? Is he decent?
He is, looking at this quickly, Simon Callahan is 15% first down.
Okay. Let's see. Let's break it down, and we'll show. Don't worry, we will.
At 2-year-olds, he is like in the mid 30%. So give it a decent shot. You got leading rider, who is great on the turf with Frazier, and seeing that at 6-1 off a 7-2 morning line. Not taking money. The money is all going on the 3 South Bay for Tim Yachtine and Hector Barrios, who is also an excellent turf rider.
Matt, Simon Callahan with babies first time out sprinting on the turf, 3 for 10, 50% in the money also. So I like that, Chris. Again, I know nothing about the horse. I'm not looking it up at all. I'm just see Freysu in good stats, Matt. That interests me.
I agree. Maybe somewhat cynically, I do look at these maiden races as somewhat of a betting perk for owners and trainers and those that know the horses. And I'm looking at this one Jules. I don't know to question a morning line of 8-1 on a horse like this, but be bouncing around 3-1, 7-2. That's caught my eye, as has the 3. Bet down from 4-1 to 2-1. So if you're holding a gun to my head saying I'm playing multis, frankly, I wouldn't, because those are the 2 catching my eye. I'm listening to Chris has been doing well, and he didn't name one of those 2 horses. And now I'm sitting here saying I don't know what the hell's going on, and it's a perfect candidate. Skip the race, or if you've got a strong opinion, go ahead. When you can make too many arguments, I'd rather just stop.
I got you on the audio, Howard.
I got the sound, Chris. You can turn yours off. I got it. Thanks. Hard pass for me here. I don't like sprint
and the
races.
Last 2 to load are Miss Donna,
even less 2-year-olds
and Salty Sis.
We'll be going to Saratoga right after this race, ladies and gentlemen.
Girls and boys.
And Tom, I take that as a good sign usually. And then when the horse loses, everyone looks at that and says we shouldn't have done it.
They're all in line.
Again, I usually just trust the trainer.
They're off. And a fast start for Miss Q and Ricky Gonzalez, and they go to the front with Jules from the inside, firing on through. These 2 kick on by 3. And then it's South Bay and High Pergamy on the outside in 4th. Miss Donna's 5th down toward the rail, 5 lengths off the lead. Salty Sis, Radiant View is next. And the trailer is We Salute You. Racing for the far turn, Jules is taking command here, leads it by 2. Then it's Miss Q on the outside of South Bay, heads apart 2nd and 3rd. South Bay takes 2nd, set sail for the pacemaker. Hypergamy is in behind them, and 4th going well enough with 2.5 lengths to make up at the top of the stretch. Jules taken on by South Bay. Hypergamy's going to swing to the outside of them as South Bay takes the lead at the final furlong. South Bay to the front. Hypergamy has moved up into 2nd on the outside. Jules is 3rd. It's South Bay and Hypergamy coming down to the wire. It's South Bay and Hector Barrios to win. Hypergamy was 2nd. Miss Donna grabbed 3rd, and then Radiant View.
You want the horn, Matt?
Nope, I didn't bet. And that is a perfect example of a winner that I am perfectly okay passing on. I don't think at 2-1. given all the other opinions you all had, to make arguments for other horses, I don't think 2-1 felt like great value there. So I'm looking up. I do think Terry had that one as his third. So, all right, good for you, Terry.
I can just tell you that Turf's Prince at Del Mar, the one hole, just not good. I don't care what the conditions are, just not good.
All right, so let's hit the test. We got 4 minutes. This is a good race.
Real good race. Grade 1, 3-year-olds. I'm trying to bring up the PPs. I have another spot play here. My intellect I thought was solid. Final Gamut didn't quite work out. Gave out the winner of the Hamiltonian, which cracks me up because we're not really a harness show here, but I know harness racing quite a bit as well. Anyway, let's go through the field quickly, guys. Ragtime has been awesome. This is the grade 1 test, 500,000, 7 furlongs, 3-year-old fillies on the dirt. Ragtime has been absolutely incredible for a junior who just won last time. Kilwin ran a hole in the wind at Churchill last time with a perfect trip and a slower pace, but looked really good doing it. This is my top choice. Look Forward. I love turnbacks. She's faced LaCara twice, Quiet Side, Tenma, and Scottish Lassie. I think she's going to sit a great trip. If she gets the right trip, she's also 2 for 2 at the distance, guys, and 0-4 going 2 turns. I like a lot of things about Look Forward at 5-1. It's about the price I figured. Cash Call, I'm a bit against for Baffert. It's not a Baffert thing. I'm not sure how good she is, but Baffert's not going to ship all the way across the country for no reason. Me and Molly McGee, a very fast horse that probably be on the lead. We'll see how good she is. Echo Sound ran huge last time out of nowhere. I know Anthony Stabile, guys, who's on our show Thursday, thinks this is a major bounce candidate. I'm not a bounce guy. I just don't know if she's really that good. I don't want to know where that race came from. I'm against her to some extent. Artisma 38-1, and then Beauty Reigns, the other Mott, and Irad, a closer who's an honest horse. I'm not sure she's good enough. 8-1. Chris Walsh, where'd you go in the test?
I'm 3-2-1-4 Howard here. I've got a double going into this race, so I'm not doing anything. Otherwise, I'm Dutched to the 3-2 and 1-4. I'm throwing the 6 out altogether. I'm not doing any backup bets here at all. I'm sort of all in on getting that done. McCarthy.
Hey, I got to interrupt you guys. Look who's here live from Saratoga Paddock. Paul Halloran. Paul, how you doing today?
I am doing great. I would have been doing better if I was aware that Junior had the pickup mount on that last horse, but I paid very close attention.
I had it, Paul.
Excellent. Yeah, Jaime Torres got stuck in Atlanta trying to get up here this morning. And, sometimes the stories write themselves. Junior for one of the Motts, Riley Mott, who we know has gone through tremendous tragedy in his life. All he needed was a guy named Alvarado up, and what a story. So really happy for Riley Mott.
That's an amazing story. He gets the pickup mount. I mean, unbelievable. Great ride. Paul, your thoughts here? Well, give us a very quick overview on the scene there. It looks like a beautiful day. And then your thoughts on the test with about 3 minutes to post, Paul.
Yeah, the weather is a 10. We get a few of these a year. It was 1,000 degrees Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It poured Thursday. It's like mid-80s yesterday. Very nice. A tad warm today. It's just perfect. So I like Echo Sound in this race, although I'll be using. I am aware that Junior's riding this race. So this is Matt Miller. This is you could write a book about my stupidities. That should be your next one. But anyway, more importantly, it's a good story to write. And just walked to the paddock with him from the jocks room and had a chance to talk to Riley. And Tina Mott confirmed that she always roots for her son over her husband. Any of us fathers and husbands are not surprised to hear that, are we?
Not at all.
What are your thoughts on Ragtime here for Junior and Mott? Got perfect trips last 2 starts, but has looked as good as a filly could possibly look, Paul.
Yeah, the question is, can he move forward? I asked Junior about him the other day and said he kind of works the same, he runs the same, and he's run very well, obviously, well enough to win 2 races. But I think to win this race, I think he has to move forward, but not a lot. You know, there's a difference between a very competitive race and like a super race. This is not a super race on talent top to bottom. It is, I think, an extremely competitive race and potentially a good betting race.
I think so. And I mean, the crowd's got to be massive there, Paul. Anything else you want to say before we go to the race?
No, it's
okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. We'll try to get Paul back on at the after the race, or definitely before the Whitney. Guys, the 3 is a power pick play for me. I look forward. Like I said, I'm going 3-1-6. 3-1-2. I don't believe what the 6 did last time. I want to see it again, and I'm hoping the 3 is right behind the speed. I like 2 for 2. 5-1 is a good price. Another difficult race, Matt Miller.
Another difficult race, and I agree with something you said when you said I'd like to see that 6 do it again. I would like to see that too.
Howard, we're on the same page. I'm 3-2-1-4 here, so
yeah,
you're all very, very close.
My dad picked 5, which is really pissing me off, but anyway, that is what it is. I was 1-2-3-4. Pressed up 1-2-3. So I don't love inside post going 7. I think a little bit tricky, but you know the 5 is going, the 6 should be going, the 7 should be going. I'm hoping the 3 just sits right off. I know the one's not
going. Can I
make
a request when you go to Saratoga? As we look at the feed right here, can you wear a pink jacket with a horse head? I would love to see that.
Yeah, I see that. I don't have really much to say about that at all. I will.
When is the Saratoga trip?
Next week.
Next week.
Yes.
Matt Miller,
ladies and gentlemen, many in the podcast will be at Saratoga next week, Wednesday through Sunday, including Matt Miller down there, Brad Anderson, Patrick Kunzel, Kyle Roscoe, their significant others, a bunch of Terry Frank's going to be there. Sylvain is going to be there. Very excited. We're going to do a live show from the gazebo on Saturday. That'll be awesome. It's always a fun time, Matt, going to Saratoga. Selfishly,
am I hosting that, Howard?
We need to talk. We'll talk.
Okay.
Selfishly, Matt, be a little sad because the day I come home, I go back to school and work. So, but anyway, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And the weather looks like it's gonna be great, Matt. Knock on wood.
I will knock on wood because we've had some heat there. We've had some rain there. We've also just had some of the best fortune ever there. I was telling someone about how I've been there 3 times. I've been to the winner's circle twice. And people's, that could have been 2 out of 3. That could have been 0 for 60. I mean, it's a challenging place to get to. And you've been fortunate to be partnered with some good syndicates and good people that have gotten us to some pretty cool spots. And yeah, it should be fun. So for anybody watching, this is as sincere as it gets. Stop by, say hello, tell us who you are, and let's hang out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Howard, I've never had a knock on wood, but I know someone who has, which makes you wonder if I could. Makes you wonder if I never had a knock on wood, and I'm glad I haven't yet, because I'm sure it isn't good.
It's the impression that I get.
Matt knows.
Mighty boss tones. You did not get me on that one, Chris.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, but I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So there you go. All right, here we go, guys. The Tuss Stakes. I'd love to look forward here, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it the test or the test?
The last one to load is.
I'm not going to say.
No.
Go Sam.
Howard got that one.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the 100th running of the test, presented by Ticketmaster. And Artisma is very quick away from the gate, but with plenty of company on the front end. Here's me and Molly McGee now moving up to take the lead. Echo Sound is right up and on the pace. And just inside of them, Cash Call looking title on the inside. This quintet covered by 3 lengths, a gap of 6 to Beauty Reigns. Ragtime is next, and it's a long way to Kilwin. 22-2 for me and Molly McGee.
3/4
of a length. Echo Sound in second. On the outside of them,
4 is the best for me.
forward and Cash Caller side by side, 4th and 5th.
The Cash Call Stakes.
Beauty Reigns coming
Let
right
it run,
back into
Chris,
contention with a
please.
bold 4-wide bid. Ragtime is also angled to the outside. She'll have to go wide as she's picking off horses one by one. And Kilwin, who was so far back, is coming into contention. It's Artisma. Beauty Reigns at the top of the stretch. And on the inside, Echo Sound in front. Beauty Reigns, center of the track.
There comes the 1.
Is coming now to challenge for the lead. And even Kilwin in with a shot too. Ragtime takes the lead, has to fend off Kilwin, who just keeps on coming.
1, 2, come on!
Kilwin on the outside. Kilwin gets under Jose Ortiz to win the test, presented by Ticketmaster in
Wow, what a race. Fantastic race. Kilwin comes over the top in 123 and change, just nosing out Ragtime, who made a little bit early move. My horse Look Forward was in a great spot, Matt, and then got shuffled back on the inside.
It's a photo finish in the test.
Got shuffled back on the inside in the turn. It finishes 2-1. I don't know if Look Forward got third or not the inside, but wow, apparently Kilwin likes the dirt. I can't see you got third. I thought Ragtime was home. What a great ride, angling Kilwin out, Matt.
Every one of these horses was in with a good shot. I mean, especially doing, if you're listening just audio.
Time finished second.
It was a great race.
Third and 3 Look
I
Forward.
can't believe that one lost. I really thought we were going to get that nose down.
$73.25 double.
Nice.
And
very nice.
A few different times there, so not too shabby.
Few different times.
Very nice. It came 2-1-8. 2-1-8.
That's a $29 exacta with the 2 and the 1.
Yeah. The 6 just didn't. She just wasn't good enough, Matt. It's weird. Today's been a weird day for me, selfishly, because I've been right about a lot of the favorites I didn't like, but every race I haven't had. Actually, I like the 2. I mean, I used the 2 and everything I played a late pick for just because, but I needed Ragtime or Look Forward in the contest, Matt. I do have one more bullet left in the contest, but I'll tell you what, Ragtime, for only her 3rd time start, ran huge. The pace wasn't blazing, actually. 22:46. I have no regrets on my pick with Look Forward at all, Matt. I knew on the far turn I was in trouble because Umberto just, for whatever reason, actually I know why, the 5 stopped and the 3 got sort of backed up and lost significant ground, then tried to come around and just didn't, finish 4th. But what a ride by Jose Ortiz. Great race. Wow.
Yeah, and look, Saratoga is just like that, where you see the connections of who won, and you wonder how it's possible you didn't have that. It happens every race.
All right, we got Woodbine in 4 minutes. Stakes race.
Where are we going? Sorry?
Woodbine, 4 minutes. We got a stakes race.
Okay. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do that. It's the Seagram Cup. This is a nice race for older males. Very nice race. This is a precursor to another big race they have for older males, handicap division. Dresden Row is 4-5. They went a mile 16th on synthetic. This is a very nice synthetic horse who is 11 for 11 lifetime in the money. Wow. Paramount Prince is a horse I've chased once in a while. Nice speed horse. Came from off the pace last time. Very interesting. Bail Us Out, 16-1. Standing House Scratch. Swiss Delivery is a steady allowance horse, semi-stake horse, who has been closing well, 5-1. Essex Serpent, 9-1. Another speed classic Motown, 10-1. Lock Macanza. Sorry, no N. Lock Macaza for Marty Drexler off the claim. 17-1. Chris, did you look at this race? And if you did, are you going to go with Dresden Row here? 3-5 now.
1, 2, 6, 7.
Okay, you're going to chalk out with the 1 Dresden Row, who's 3-5 and looks all the part. You know what I'm going to do, guys, which I have not done yet on the show, is I want to look at the time format. Dresden Row's got a bunch of 113, so mid 100s or mid 110s. Paramount Prince has some back figs. This is what I like to do to speed handicap, Matt. 3 looks a little bit slow, not impossible. 5 also looks a little slow. The 6 has a 122, but that was on the lead. A back 112. Classic Motown. Some back numbers probably too slow. The 8 looks too slow. So looking at that, the 1 probably shouldn't be the odds that he is at. I would probably take a shot with, I don't know. I'd take a shot at the 6. Maybe the 6 can get loose for Sofia Vives, Essex Serpent, but not a strong opinion, Matt.
Yeah, I'm doing my version of speed capping, and as I'm looking at Equine Edge, they've got the 1 as the top win percentage, but the horse is well below what they price it as being fair odds. And there are 2 horses that have a significant pace advantage. Each of them is given a 15 and a 25% chance, and those horses are each 9-2 and 5-1, or 9-2 and 9-1 right now. So I think taking odds and value into account, I would much sooner play both the 2 and the 6 over the 1.
I think I mentioned that, but I'm glad you gave the explanation.
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go with video, so we can talk through this race as we watch it. I would take an outside shot at the 6. I think the 6 is a need to lead type. But let's hear what Robert Geller has to say as we're looking at a wonderful Cassie horse, the number 2 at 4-1. See if I'm going to upset Dresden Row.
And then we'll be on to Delmar and then Saratoga. Is the Seagram Cup named after the booze Seagrams?
I believe so.
Patrick Husband's right here. Swift Delivery. And now it is the turn of Essex Serpent. Classic Motown joining him into gate 7. The last is Luck Makaza. Luck Makaza
stands.
For the Grade 3 Seagram Cup, the field is set to run. And they're off. A great start. And Paramount Prince sent to the front. Gets out in the lead by about 3/4. Essex Serpent up to second from Bayless out, and Dresden Row right behind the leader on the inside. And then Luck Makaza. Swift Delivery goes to the inside, second last, and last early Classic Motown as they take the turn out the stretch. Away from the inside, but clear. Paramount Prince shows the way by a length. Essex Serpent in third. Dresden Row on the inside, a half behind. Luck Makaza sent forward on the outside. Then Bayless out. Next to last, Swift Delivery tucks in the rail, and a length and a half to Classic Motown is last. Out in front, Paramount Prince, and dictates the race. Leads the way, 3/4. Almost a length, Essex Serpent, and caught wide Luck Makaza. Dresden Row on a loose rein on the inside in fourth, just 2 off the pace. And then Bayless out, Swift Delivery tracking Dresden Row, and a length and a half to Classic Motown is last. Luck Makaza will not allow Paramount Prince an easy lead and has gone to the front. Luck Makaza sent clear as they go inside the half mile in the Seagram Cup. And moving up is Essex Serpent to share second with Paramount Prince. Swift Deliveries come off the inside with a nice move here for Patrick Husbands and has let loose ahead of Dresden Row, who's got back into the ruck, is back third last from Bayless out, running on. And they've all gone early, and last is Classic Motown.
They've all gone early.
Joined by Swift Delivery, and Dresden Row yet to make its move is coming. And as they turn on the inside, Paramount Prince not done with.
Spot.
And out wide, Bayless out, running on as they come down the stretch. Luck Makaza, Swift Delivery in front of Paramount Prince, and out wide at Dresden Row. Swift Delivery and Patrick Husbands got away. Running on is Paramount Prince and Dresden Row. But in the Seagram Cup, Patrick Husbands has read this perfectly, and he wins. Swift Delivery, 2 lengths. Dresden Row second, Paramount Prince third. And then either Classic Motown or Essex Serpent from Bayless out and Luck Makaza.
That's just a veteran journeyman knowing how to get it done.
Yep. Nice job, Terry Frank.
Yep. Nice job, Terry. Brutal trip for Dresden Row. I'll tell you that. Put that horse in your stable, because That was a brutal trip. We got a ton of people in the chat. We really appreciate everyone watching and listening. Let's go to the chat here, guys, because I'm not ignoring it. Just a lot of things to talk about here. Let's see here. This is based off the test stakes here. Let's see here. Let's see. Just looking. There's a comment about Rispoli. Guys, he did nothing wrong on Look Forward. He got shuffled back. That wasn't his fault. I have no problem with the ride on Look Forward, by the way, in that race. What is he supposed to do? Run over a horse? I mean, he broke great. He was in a good spot. I have no problem coming up the inside. That was on Sylvain. The trip didn't work out. Look, it's a serious race. I mean, these trips have to work out, and we don't really know how that's going to happen necessarily. So I got no problem with that in particular. What do we got with Del Mar? We got a Del Mar race coming up before the Haskell here?
Yes, Del Mar in 6 minutes.
Okay, and how much time do we have to the Whitney? 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Before we go to Del Mar, I'll just say some of the odds right now for the Whitney with 20 minutes. Skippy is, wow, you know what kind of race this is. Skippy Longstocking is 20-1. The source has won like 3.5 million or something crazy. Highland Falls 22, Mama's Gold 37. Sierra Leone is the strong second choice at 9-5 right now. Disarm 49, White Abario 4. Contrary Thinking, who supposedly is a rabbit for Sierra, is 60-6-0. Even money on Fierceness. That is awfully low, in my opinion. Post time 18-1. Before we go to how much time we have Del Mar? I'm sorry, guys.
5 minutes.
Just real snapshot on the odds of the Whitney right now, Matt. Any quick thoughts?
Any
think surprises?
If you wanted to play Fierceness, this is really going to test your mettle because even money is kind of bare minimum in my opinion. I mean, looking at these prices, I don't think you're getting that great a deal on Sierra Leone at 9-5 either. I'd say, a small bet rolling the dice on White Abario at 4-1 feels like the value play, but I'm not in love with this from a betting perspective.
Yeah, it's hard to make money in this race if you if you like one of the chalks for sure. Let's go to Del Mar here as we go to race 2 at Del Mar. What do we got, Chris?
I like the 2, 6, 8, 5.
Maiden 40 on the dirt. 6 furlongs. Did you say 2, 6, 8, 5?
2, 6, 8, 5 is what I said, Howard.
Smiling Tizzy going turf to dirt. 1 for 6 lifetime. First time gelding. Veracruz for Sadler, who just won a race at Monmouth, actually, on the show. For Mr. Barrios, also going turf to dirt. A 5-year-old maiden that he claimed, who now seems to be working very well. A 5-year-old gelding City Light out of a Ghost Zapper mare for Claiborne. I do not like 5-year-olds who have not broken their maiden. This might be an exception, though, to the rule. Beneficial off a, wow, what is this, a 1.5 year layoff here? Used to be trained by Bob. Interesting. About last night. Big price. Good movie, though. Charlie Foxtrot, 2-1, dropping Lascano Glatt. A lot of first-time geld. Chris, what's going on in California? There's a hell of a lot of first-time geldings here. There's something I'm not aware of.
A lot of weird stuff. This is a race that people point to try and just get a win at Del Mar. But love the About Last Night reference. Pop culture, love it.
Yeah,
that was Tom Cruise.
It was indeed. That was the famous dance scene, correct?
No, that was the cocktail movie, right?
No, I don't think so. No, where he's in his underwear and he slides across the room. Isn't that About Last Night?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's funny that you remember Tom Cruise in his underwear.
That's Risky Business.
Oh, that was Risky Business. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Howard was just enamored with Tom Cruise in his underwear. That's
all. Kid Dynasty 5-1. I have no idea in this race. This is the kind of race, Chris and Matt, where I have to deep dive a lot more. But it looks like there's a lot going on in this race, Matt, to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not in love with the condition. It's not like anyone looks terrific going into this. So without being too much of a Debbie Downer, yeah, it's kind of a pass. Let's go with the 5 for Noah. He's been rock solid these days.
Yeah, that's an auto win bet for me for Noah there, who's got the 5.
I agree as well. I'm just wondering if the computer is just singling Tyler Bays here, like they did a couple days ago.
Yeah, who the hell knows? That was a bizarre situation there. Typical Noah, chalking out 9 to 5. Come on, Noah. Obviously, that pick was on his power picks, or that's his top choice on the tip sheet. He just didn't know what the odds are going to be. Right. I can't wait to talk about this Whitney because Sierra Leone is 2 to 1.
Well, Howard, maybe it's a good time to remind people to hit the subscribe button, and follow the show. Maybe put the tip sheet QR code up there at the top.
There we go. Well, there's the banner for it. We got a great power pick tip sheet where I had some pretty good opinions today. I mean, okay, not great, but I mean, Echo again was a good opinion. Intellect, I thought, was a good opinion. My other two, my Final Gamma didn't break, and Look Forward got a bad trip. I don't regret too many of my picks, to be honest, even if they don't work. Matt, you can't be overly result oriented in this game because you'll drive yourself crazy. It takes a lot of luck, obviously some skill. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, so
yeah, there's a big difference between being results oriented and results accountable. And I do believe in being results accountable, but that's kind of a longer term thing. And so make your good decisions, get your good at bats, get your good swings. You'll get your share of hits, and you'll also get your share of misses, and that's fine. But just play consistently.
We got Rob Lowe and Demi Moore about last night.
Yeah, we got to claim a horse like at Mountaineer Asadovia and name it like results oriented or something like that. But be like Katie and hit the like button.
Yeah. Thanks, Katie. That would be lovely. It's post time at Delmar. And Noah Maher likes the 5 on the tip sheet. Good luck if you're playing Delmar. And then we will be the last half an hour of the show. We will be very much all about the grade 1 $1 million Whitney. Let's let Larry Colmus take it home with the audio. We will make sure we will let Larry talk through the race. Good luck, everyone. Race 2, Delmar.
And I'll remember to shut.
Here's Smiling Tizzy coming forward. Magic Connection, the next one. Beneficial. Mutt Dillon. About Last Night coming up. And last up will be Kid Dynasty. They are all in line. They're off. Magic Connection out for the lead. Mutt Dillon to the outside. Veracruz comes through at the rail now to take up the running and take a slight lead. Charlie Foxtrot going up in between horses. Beneficial is right there in the early mix as well. Then back to About Last Night. Kid Dynasty into their inside. Smiling Tizzy. Up the backstretch. And Veracruz has made the front. Going into the far turn, 3/4 of a length ahead of Charlie Foxtrot in second. Magic Connection is third, 22.72 was that opening quarter mile. Then it's Beneficial fourth and on the rail with 3 furlongs to go, 2.5 lengths to make up. Then Mutt Dillon, Kid Dynasty right together, 3 ahead of About Last Night and Smiling Tizzy on the inside. Charlie Foxtrot has taken the lead and the rails open for Beneficial, who comes bounding on through. Veracruz is given way to third and they're into the stretch. And with an inside trip, Beneficial and Kazuki Kimura have taken the lead here. On the inside, Charlie Foxtrot on the outside keeps on fighting though. These two well clear the others, and now Charlie Foxtrot has taken the lead. Charlie Foxtrot drifting to the center of the track. Charlie Foxtrot and Abel Escano to win going away. And then came
There we go. Noah Maher wins with the 5, beating Beneficial. Nice call, Noah Maher, who's looks like he's busy now. But yep, shout out to Noah and the Power Picks tip sheet for Delmar as he covers Delmar like a glove, and good call for him and Matt as well. Nice job, gentlemen. Very good.
Sweet.
Number 5, Charlie
8
Foxtrot
to 5.
was first. Number 3.
They got me out of everything, so that was perfect.
Drifted down to 8 to 5.
Well,
all right, guys.
It wasn't. It's better than it was a week and a half ago.
Definitely. It is time, gentlemen, for the last race of the day that we're going to be covering on the show, and it's perfect timing. I'm just seeing if Paul is not on. It is the Whitney, guys. Let me turn the sound off here. It is the Whitney Stakes. It's one of the best renditions, guys, I can remember in a long time. You've got 3 absolute monster superstars in this race, and one of them's going to win. I would think. I'd be completely shocked, to be honest, if one of them did not win. We'll see what happens here. Let me go ahead and bring up the past performances and talk about the race. $1 million, winning you're in for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mindframe is a planned scratch going to Jockey Club Gold Cup at the end of the meet, I believe, at Saratoga. Skippy Longstockings won.
Hey, Howard, can I
million.
interrupt you?
Go ahead.
Did we talk earlier about the morning line and the announcement that they made about how they handled Mindframe? I just thought it was fascinating and really, really refreshing.
Go ahead.
So I don't get names right consistently. I think his name is David Aragona.
Yep.
Came out and said, I went ahead and made the morning line, not accounting for Mindframe. And he said, so if you add up the various points that you use to construct a morning line, he knew the horse was going to scratch or believed the horse was going to scratch. And therefore, while giving the horse the odds he thought would have been applicable, he actually constructed the rest of the morning line so that it would hold up once the scratch of the one horse. So the morning line you're looking at is actually a valid one and shouldn't be looked at like, oh, the 5-2 is out. It's not like that.
Yeah. And by the way, they add about 115 or 120. The reason why it's 115 and 120 and not 100 is because of the takeout. A lot of people don't know the math behind the morning lines, but maybe we'll get Marshall on the show. May have to talk more about that. But anyway, Skippy Longstocking 20-1 has won $3.6 million. Highland Falls, I think, is interesting underneath. I don't think he can win. Ran huge last year in the Jockey Club Gold Club over this track. Has some figures that are pretty damn good, but this is a very tough field. $1.3 million, 18-1. Mama's Gold is very poignant in this race, as Anthony Stabile talked about, guys, because this is a serious speed horse that is going to lead and should create a fast pace for sure, but probably won't hang around beyond the top of the stretch. 40-1 Mama's Gold. There's Sierra Leone. Talked about this horse 1,000 times. 2-1. I like him in this race. I don't always like him. People in our group give me crap. This horse just runs good every damn time. Big difference today for me is he definitely gets pace to run into. I don't have any excuses for Sierra Leone today. He's probably better a mile and a quarter, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I like Sierra Leone today, especially at 2-1. Disarm I've chased many times, just isn't good enough in this race, but is a nice horse. 43-1. There's White Barrio. Has run some huge races, including over this track, but has never done that for Safi. His biggest races were for Dutro at this track. Won the Pegasus 4-1. Definitely an alternative. Has been working well. Contrary Thinking is 58-1. Should be honestly, guys, this horse should be 10,000-1. Like, whoever's betting this horse to win is just silly. It's just complete nonsense. Anyway, whatever. 60-1 for Dylan is going to the lead or is going to be hustled very hard. Will be nowhere to be found at the turn. Fiercest is even money. I don't know how you guys feel. I think that's too low on this horse. I love this horse. This horse is awesome. I just think the odds between him and Sierra Leone should be closer. Maybe they will. Matt, as I'm talking, go and look at the double will pay, and we can talk about it in just a minute, Matt. And then Post Time is a horse I've actually chased a little bit. I liked him in the Breeders' Cup Mile, and he ran huge last year. I was sitting right next to Matt for that, I believe, at Del Mar. I think he's a better miler. He's been stretched out this year. He's a good horse. He's a very good horse. This is just an awfully tough spot. Not the biggest fan of Sheldon Russell. If it was a local rider, I personally would have preferred that. Matt, what do the doubles look like? Is Fierceness like almost twice the price of Sierra Leone, the double?
Depends on the pool. So for the doubles, they're pretty close. $16 and $12.
Okay.
Fierceness being the favorite.
Oh.
You get to the pick 3, Fierceness 164, Sierra Leone 252. So not quite double. Then you stretch it out to the pick 5, and it's about the same ratio, 3,000 and 5,000. So, I mean, Fierceness is consistently the favorite, but not overwhelmingly so. So I don't look at these. I don't look at this odds board and read much into it. Maybe the 7 is getting a little more money than I would have expected. Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I frankly, I think for a big race like this, it's most likely that you wouldn't find aberrations between the will pays and the win pool. And I think that's what you just heard me slowly come to the conclusion of saying. So bottom line is, I'm going to guess Fierceness drifts up to 6-5, maybe, and maybe Sierra Leone down to 9-5. That seems to be about the right ratio.
Interesting. Okay. Based on that, and then you see the odds. Well, Chris, we haven't heard much from you. What are your? Let me take the PPs off here.
I need to come back in 1 minute. Sorry.
We have 5 minutes. Okay, Chris, what are your thoughts on this race?
Ahead of time, it's 9-5-7-3 here. As I told you before earlier, I'm just not a fan of betting these bigger races at Del Mar. At Saratoga. Just because of the volatility and the graveyard of champions and everything else. But I don't really have anything else alive. I've hit my number today in terms of wagering, so I'm way positive. So I'm just going to make an entertainment play here on the 10 Post Time. I've got that song in my head, Closing Time, going through, and I'm inserting Post Time in there, and that's where I'm going to end up here for Brittany and Sheldon. I agree with you. I would rather have a better jockey. I don't, but I think if something goes crazy here and they do something stupid, that Closing Time could get there at 18-1.
Post Time.
Post Time. I could get here. I kind of figure him more at a 7-1 morning line, and he's like way above that, down to 17-1. So just going to do a simple win bet there, and not going to get crazy into combos and everything else. This is the last race I think we're on for today, as I go pick up dinner in the hood at 6 p.m. So would like to go out in a double-digit price winner.
All right. It's very simple for me, guys. First of all, I have a few bullets left in the contest. I'm not going to say exactly, although I'm really not a threat in the contest as of now, but you never know. There's 3 races left. I am putting Sierra Leone on top. I'm not doing a win bet. I'm doing exactas, Matt. I'm Dutching exactas with Fierceness and 2 other bombs and see what I can do. On the side, look, I don't care. People know, and I don't care if I care if I'm wrong, but that's okay. There's times to bet horses and there's times not to. I did not bet Sierra Leone at Churchill when I was there in person. I do not bet this horse every time. He's got 0 excuses. And I think 9-5, frankly, I don't know if it's value, but it's not below what I would bet him at. So I'm placing on the side for myself not a Matt Miller win bet, but for me, a very, very sizable win bet on Sierra Leone. I really think it's a 2-horse race. I guess What Barrio can win. And if Sierra Leone wins based on the win bet I'm playing, I'm up for the day. So I'm going Sierra Leone, guys. I'm going 5-9-3.
Well, I am going to give you the business a little bit and say that is a Matt Miller win bet. A Matt Miller win bet is when you take your strong opinion and bet a fair amount of your bankroll on it.
It's a crush, right? It's a crush.
No one cares who has a bigger bankroll or who's. It's the same principle, and so yeah, I mean that's a nice bet, and I think you're good. It did tick down to 9-5 as expected.
Went back up to 2-1, Matt.
Yeah, it's a solid bet. For me, I was so impressed by Fierceness the last time I saw him in person. I'm sticking with that one. He was also a big Saratoga winner for me last year, but this is not an ultra high confidence race, and so for those that know me, I am going around now to my different accounts and rounding out my balances to end with 0-0-0. And so some of these accounts now have a $104 bet, and some of them have a $311 bet, but nothing's going to add up to a crazy, crazy number.
Matt, are you going to play the Charlestown contest tonight?
I have dinner with cousins, and if I'm home in time, of course. Otherwise, it'll be just UFC.
And where do you want to see Fierceness in this race, Matt?
I'd love to see a nice little stalking trip, and if it's too fast, I don't mind that being a length or two off. I'd also be fine with just pressuring right at the leader's hip the whole time. I'm not that afraid of a speed duel. You know, I remember visually the last time I saw this horse, the buyer was disgustingly high. And I remember the remarks we made to each other were that didn't even look that fast. And so visually, this horse can move. And I'm just not too worried about someone else taking too much out of him.
I think if you're a fan of Fierceness, you don't want him outside the 8. Either outbreak the 8, who's the rabbit, or just let the 8 just go nuts and just, sit off them, but not wider than him. Like, don't lose ground because of the 8, I think is what I'm trying to say. Somehow either just be comfortable a little bit off or outbreak the 8. We don't know. The 4 is going. Skippy has to go from the inside. White Barrio's not slow either, guys. I mean, he's got to go. To me, this is a race that just sets up for Sierra Leone. For me, selfishly, Sierra Leone needs a break. He's been breaking fine. I'd like to see him mid-pack. I don't want to see him like 30 back unless they're going to go 22 and 45, which is very possible here. But I want Sierra Leone in the clear, obviously, on the far turn. And I don't mind if he moves early, like Flavian did in the Breeders' Cup Guys Classic, where Sierra Leone took the lead from Fierceness in the Breeders' Cup before the mile and 8th. Like about the mile and 16th part of the race, he was already ahead. So I wouldn't mind Sierra Leone making an early move at the right time. I trust Flavian. If it's not one of these two, it's clearly White Barrio. I would think if anyone else wins on those 3, it would be a pretty big shock, I think, to everyone. It's about post time for the Whitney. Hope you guys had a great day. We'll talk for a few minutes after the race. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed Weekend Warriors. Again, please tell your friends, neighbors, everyone about the shows on the weekends. Next week, we'll be live at Saratoga on the first turn gazebo outside the 1863. I'm sure Chris Walsh will be on the show as well. It will be very exciting. That'll be next Saturday, and we'll see what happens. Good luck to everyone. As I go with sound, we will be quiet the whole time, including me. Even Sierra Leone's making a huge run late. In the Grade 1 Whitney, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Miramati has the call.
I'm going on mute.
Loading in the gate for the Whitney. Winning you're in for the Breeders' Cup Classic Division. And we have 2 Breeders' Cup Classic winners. The last 2, Sierra Leone and White Barrio. Contrary thinking coming up.
9-5, 6-5. I think that's exactly what we said.
I think that's about right.
Into the gate. Earner of $4.5 million. Fierceness takes up his spot. Post time to the outside. Just waiting on post time. The gray walking in. They're in the gate. And they're off in the 98th running of the Whitney. And Fierceness did break very alertly, but Mama's Gold is sprinting up to take the early lead. On the inside, Highland Falls comes away in second. Fierceness in the clear, just in front of White Barrio. And on the outside of them, Contrary Thinking is moving up to ensure an even faster pace. It's another two back to Skippy Longstocking, who's well off them this afternoon. Post Time, Disarm, and Sierra Leone. 23-4 for these two long shots. Contrary Thinking on the outside, and Mama's Gold. They've pulled 8 lengths clear. Hall of Famer John Velasquez has Fierceness getting a beautiful trip in third, and White Barrio a length behind him, as is Highland Falls down at the rail. Post Time, Skippy Longstocking next to one another. Disarm is going for an early bid, hugging the rail, and Sierra Leone continues to amble along at the back through a half in 47 seconds flat. Mama's Gold opens up a few now on Contrary Thinking, who is dropping back now on the outside. Moving into contention is Fierceness after a huge early bid from Skippy Longstocking. That was a sudden move. He went to battle. Fierceness takes control, though, and moves right by him. And Sierra Leone is starting to rev up. He is right behind White Barrio as the field turns for home. Fierceness is the one to catch. He has a 3-length lead. Sierra Leone down the center of the track is coming with powerful strides. And Highland Falls is in there too, but it's Sierra Leone who takes the lead from last to first. Highland Falls trying his best. Sierra Leone has won the Whitney. Highland Falls was second. Disarm finished third. White Barrio was fourth.
Congrats, Howard. You earned that.
Nice job.
Woo!
Nice job. Nice job.
You get the horn, buddy.
$148-4. Highland Falls. I have the exacta, by the way, in the contest, Matt. Not
no
for much,
doubt
though.
In my mind. Can I guess the other one was Skippy?
No, it was Post Time. 5-3-6. 5-3-6-7. Fierceness out of the money. What a move by Sierra Leone on the far turn. What an exciting race. You know what? Sierra Leone came over a little bit on White Barrio the stretch, guys. Yeah. There's no inquiry. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Highland Falls ran a huge.
Number 5, Sierra Leone was
that would have been a DQ at Delmar.
31-1.
White Barrio was fourth.
Congratulations for anyone. Thank you very much. Katie, thank you. Flavian, Mike T, nice call. Terry was a minute behind. Sorry, Terry. What a great race. I'll tell you what, guys. There's a lot to talk about here. It is, I'll take 9-5. I will. And I'll tell you what, Matt and Chris, I probably won't bet him to win next time. This horse, it's very situational with Sierra Leone. Very situational.
Obviously.
That wasn't that crazy a half, guys. I mean, he earned that. Fierceness, I guess you could say he moved early, Matt, but you know, and I've said it a million times. I love Fierceness. I didn't really find an excuse today, guys, with Fierceness. I really didn't. I thought he got a pretty damn good trip.
Yeah, I didn't love 2 horses in front of him. I was kind of hoping it would just be one. And I didn't love the pressure that Skippy added. I mean, that was a pretty sudden early move. We've seen a bunch of early moves today, kind of strangely.
Yeah.
So no excuses. I mean, Fierceness was not the best horse today. There's no question, but I do not think that setup was favorable. Frank even said at some point, you know, oh, what a great spot he's in. And I would have traded the bet back at that point if you gave me the option. I wasn't happy at any point in that race. And yeah,
really,
once you saw
when Fierceness, Matt, was like in a comfortable third with no one around him on the backstretch, you still didn't like it?
I didn't like. If honest to God, if you said you could trade your ticket back in this second, yes, I would have. That is not the setup I was hoping for. He was
disarm in third at 46-1. We'll spice that up a bit.
Yeah.
I chased that horse so many effing times. It's just amazing. So what I did in the contest, first of all, I did a win bet on the side of a large proportion for me. Very happy with that. I'm out for the day. So that makes me happy. Here's what I did, Matt. And actually, this is a great conversation. We have a few minutes. So I had $50, 5-0. And I know the race just ended, but if you were me, I didn't ask for your opinion because we were in the middle of the show. Otherwise, I certainly could have done that. But let's ignore the result for a second. If you knew that I liked Sierra Leone, which you did, and I had $50 to bet in the contest, that's all I had. One entry, $50. What would you recommend it? Because I did exactas. I just didn't see anything I could do personally.
Yeah, just give me 1 second that I want to look at your leaderboard so I can give you an informed opinion.
Okay. So as you're looking that up, I'll just tell you what I did, Matt. I Dutched exactas with 3 horses. I played a bigger one, 5-9. I played smaller ones, 5 with 3-10. So, I mean, I didn't get that much. I'm not, but that's just what I could have gone all in 5-9. It was only 6-1, Matt. I didn't love Fiercest for second necessarily. I thought Highland Falls was a bit interesting. I had him third on Thursday in my pick, and so I Dutched with the 3. In hindsight, I wish I only Dutched 5 with 3-9, didn't put post time in there. I would have won another $7,500 probably in the contest, but anyway, is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe my answer is a little predictable, but with just $50, I would have given myself the best chance I could at hitting the prize pool, which probably would have meant picking one exacta and betting the other in cash. Rather than Dutching it, just for an extra $50 in cash, maybe I would have just done that. But as I'm looking at the leaderboard, I mean, those leaders are up there pretty high already. So I'm not sure it made that much of a difference. It's still a nice hit, and it's good that you bet it in cash and didn't just leave it in the tournament.
My plan all day, I wish I'll tell you what, I'll show my notes. So I wrote down contest plays. I was hoping to have 1,000 at this point and go all in on Sierra Leone. I don't know if you see that all in 5 there on the bottom of the screen. race 11, all in 5. That was my plan all along. I didn't have the bankroll to do it, so I did it on the side. Look, no genius pick. Sierra Leone was one of the top 2 choices, 9-5. I'm glad he validated some of the knuckleheads, Matt. And I'm going to call out a few people in our group chat too, because this horse is really damn good. And he beat Fiercest. He blew by Fiercest. Blew by.
Yeah.
Chris, your thoughts on the Whitney, my friend?
You were 100% right. I was not sold on Sierra Leone. It was a great pick, solid. You crushed your bets. We should play that little montage that you have for that, because you put yourself out there and did that.
I forgot. I was so happy we forgot to do something, Chris. I should do this for you too, Chris. Chris, my friend, nice job today. Hold on. Look, I mean,
Howard, I got to run. I got to pick up my food. Shout out to Ricky Henderson, my favorite baseball player of all time. Passed away last year. I read today that whoever is leading the league at way over the halfway point in stolen bases is at 55 stolen bases. And Ricky would say, 55? Ricky had 55 within the first 2 months. I mean, literally just crazy stuff. But,
awesome.
Root for your baseball teams as we come through here. Howard, great call with Sierra Leone. I was not on that horse, but I had a couple good winners here, and I know Matt had some good cash winners. You and I were texting. Welcome back from Japan. If anyone wants to go listen to a song, go Google Big Japan on YouTube.
There you go. Thanks, Chris. Take care. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Hey, Chris and I tomorrow morning, Saratoga today, Sunday morning, 10:30 Eastern tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, Howard. I'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye. Matt, I know we're going to wrap it up soon. You know what's really shitty is you probably rightly so gave me a little crap for my pick 5 construction. If that frickin' 9 hen won, I would have the pick 5, and it probably would have paid okay.
Probably would have paid okay. Yeah.
I just didn't like World Beater. I mean, I got beaten that, if test score wins, it pays, I don't know, 800, 1,000, nothing crazy. But Matt, really fun day. I really appreciate being on this long. I know you're jet lagging for sure, my friend, and I will see you in person on Wednesday. Any final thoughts for the viewers or listeners on Weekend Warriors show number 7? What a thrilling way to end the day.
Yeah, and I don't want to end on a somber tone by any stretch, but I think it's okay that not everyone had a huge winning day. This is such a better alternative, in my opinion, than sitting here at my computer and texting a buddy here and there. So hopefully for the group it's fun, and hopefully you can skip around, skipping the losers and hanging with us on the winner. I totally agree with the getting help on the side effects. There's no we need way cooler music than that. I'm still gonna say ZZ Top, LaGrange, something fun like that.
Well, if you pay for the copyright fees, we can do that, Matt. YouTube is tricky with all that, so you and I will talk.
Done. In a heartbeat. That's a great song. But next week we'll make it fun and have a good time. And my guess is a bunch of us are going to be in that contest next weekend at Naira Bets. Yes, we'll partner up. Yes. It should be fun, and hopefully we'll have good stuff to cheer for.
The contest next week is a $1,000 entry, by the way. So QR code on the top right there, right above Matt's left shoulder for our Power Pick tip sheet. Sierra Leone was my play of the day, Matt. And I'll take 9 to 5, my friend. That's fine. That's fine with me. For my great friends, Chris Walsh, who just left us, Matt Miller, this has been your host, Howard Kravitz, Weekend Warriors, episode number 7. Tomorrow, Saratoga today, a preview of the late pick 5 and a really good one with myself and Chris Walsh at 10:30 a.m. right here on the HHH Racing Podcast YouTube channel. Crush your bets, whatever you're playing the rest of your weekend. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.
If you have not followed his Triple H Horse Racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.